Finding those levels too. Look at that four-punch combination.
It's a masterclass right now from Shakur Stevenson. That's what you're seeing. A masterclass. And Shakur meeting him with a straight left hand.
Oh, and there's a knockdown scored with the left hand.
Right now, we're going to give him his just due. Shout out to my brother, Just Due.
Yo, you know the deal. We back again. We never slacking. Word 'em up. Ladies and guys, whether if you drunk or you high, it's time to pay respects to the illest man alive. If you think you got a point, he'll shrink you down to size. And from there it's downhill like a slinky or a slide. Open your eyes, got a deep connection with the rise, so you might see them jump in whenever they go live. Peep it, this channel blowing up now, it's not a secret. With tons of exclusive interviews to listen to. Them other channels I hate, but yo, they missing clues. They start narratives, sip the goose and twist the truth. It don't take a rocket scientist to get the proof. Just click the live at 4 p.m. Eastern time. But when you chime in, make sure you keep it kind. But if cowards want to debate, then it's feasting time. My man Just Do shine, busy all the time. Grind 24/7, 365. Videos he might have 365. My rhyme sick, they make you do a 365. You get a rich if you think you fit to survive. It's Just Do boxing, time to click the live. Ain't no beginners, if you soft, you ain't down to ride. I crush you, respect too, it's Just Do. He got the illest boxing show on the internet. The boy been a threat and he ain't even had dinner yet. Word 'em up. Yeah. You know what time it is. $4 p.m. Eastern. Click the link.
The truth or tell on your ass what you doing or what you're not doing every single time. You can lie, you can bullshit and all that, but when that bell ring, if you ain't put that work in, it's gonna show, bro. It's gonna show. Not to mention y'all in a sport that can cost you your life. Literally, you can die in this shit. So if that's the case, man, if you're gonna do this, don't bullshit with it. If you don't really want it, say to yourself, keep it real with yourself. I really don't want this shit. I can't put the work in that it requires. Walk away. Ain't nobody mad at you. Go out there, you're young enough, you go get educated, get a skill, do something, man. But don't play with this, man. You can get killed in this shit, man.
What's good with the family, man, on this good Saturday, man. It's fight day, fight night, however you want to look at it. We here early, man. We gonna build on this boxing and give it its just due how only we know how to do, man. You know, we missed yesterday, so we making up for it. We gonna build, man. Hit the like button, double tap the screen if you're on the vertical side. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you support the grind. Hit the super chat, hit the cash app. Let's support the build. We're going to get to it. It's a lot to talk about. Like I said, we're going to make up for yesterday. And we're going to spin the block a little bit later and call these fights. You know, we're going to call the Barrios and Ryan Garcia card, man. Some good fights on that card as well. So we're going to enjoy it. We're going to talk about it, man. You see the news. Y'all see the news dropped. We're going to talk about all of it, man. You know, Conor Benn packed his bags and took his talents to ZUFFA boxing. The very same, you know, people that Eddie Hearn been going back and forth with, should I say the very same person, and Dana White. Dana and Eddie don't like each other. They've been going back and forth for I don't know how long at this point, right? It's been a little bit, but this is news to the people, man. It's broke, and it's a lot of different mixed opinions on it, and we're gonna break it down. We're gonna talk about it. Look, did I see this coming? I can't say I did. I don't think it's the end of the world. I don't think it's the end of him and Eddie Hearn's relationship, but one could only imagine that this definitely has to damage it or weaken it, right? I mean, Eddie Hearn did try his best to tread lightly in terms of like the criticism, but it's only so much you could do. It's only so much you can do. It's only so much biting your tongue you can do. You got to speak the truth. And at the end of the day, I mean, look, why I see this as a wild move, and I get it. It's just business at the end of the day. So it's always that. You always got to do what's best for you and your career at the end of the day. So I'll never fault Conor Benn for that, alone. But, I think it's a bit deeper when you got a guy that's been with you since the word go. You know what I mean? Since the very step. You know what I mean? So been with you. He's got you paid, man. He's constantly rode for you. He went to bat for you. He faced a lot of criticism and scrutiny when you had the egg situation going on, right? He was still out here shopping around trying to get you fights despite you not having a license or your name being cleared. He was doing a lot. Like, this dude put his reputation on the line. Real talk. He put his reputation on the line for you, man. Just to be all honest. You get me? He did. And I don't know. This was kind of like a slap in the face, for real, for real. This ain't showing loyalty and none of that stuff. You know what I mean? They really pretty much changed your life, put you in position. Now, you took advantage of the opportunities, but let's not act like, Eddie Hearn ain't been the puppet master behind the scenes, facilitating the moves and putting Conor Benn in position to be where he at right now. I mean, just look. You fresh off back-to-back fights with Chris Eubanks Jr., where you got paid handsomely, right? As they like to say, handsomely, right? Y'all got paid that bag. And, I can't say I seen this coming. You know what I'm saying? Like, it would appear that Eddie Hearn was doing everything he was supposed to be doing for you and then some. And like I said, being willing to take, on a bunch of scrutiny and criticism for trying to get you fights while your name was being slung and drugged through the mud. So I didn't see this one coming, man. ZUFFA Boxing is out here, pickpocketing fighters, man. I'm telling you, this ain't gonna be the last move they make. This ain't gonna be the last guy to sign the ZUFFA Boxing. It's gonna be plenty more of that going on. Trust me, it's a lot of fighters that kind of fall through the cracks and don't get the opportunities. And some of these guys, a lot of these guys do have talent and skill. And, when new ZUFFA coming knocking, I could see a lot more people signing up because people need opportunities, man. People got to eat. You got to feed the fan, man. So guys ain't going to want to sit on the sidelines if you got a ZUFFA Boxing offering you lucrative opportunities, right? And they saying this Conor Benn situation is an 8-figure deal. And I'm hearing it's just for one fight. But that one fight could damage things with him and Eddie Hearn moving forward, right? You know what I mean? Especially the way he did it. And, we're going to get into all that. I'm going to play the clip from Eddie Hearn responding about it. I mean, I think I got 2 different clips from Eddie, but it's a lot to get into with this situation. We're going to break it down, So, like I said, and you know what? Before I get any further, let me say what's up to the family. Where's my manners, man? Shout out to 12 Threes, the homie. Jimmy is in the building. What's good with it? Peace to my baby girl, the queen, Miss Just Do. How you feeling, baby girl? Marcus, my dog. What's good with it, family? Big Tex in the building. Jordan, my bro. What's good with it, fam? How you feeling? Behind the Hands TV, my brother. ZUFFA out here making people eat their words about that roster. I'm telling you, Aunt McQueen, my dog. Eddie ain't with the tomfoolery. You feel me? Cut, creator in the building. What's good, Kyle? How you feeling? How does it affect Super Saiyan Shakur versus Ben? Interesting, right? Interesting. I don't think he was up truly on the priority list for fights for Conor Benn, right? It was status boxing in the building. You get me? So I think You know what I mean? If you just hear the way Conor Benn's been talking, he's been talking like Broly and the winner of Ryan and Barrios type that deal, right? You hear him entertaining the Shakur stuff, I think, because he a fighter. But at the end of the day, he knows that's a difficult challenge. He's pretty much said so in so many words, and you know, he got a taste of that money, man. So he'll definitely chase other fights. I think that he feels as though he can make money off. Like, look what he's doing right now. You know what I'm saying? He's back-to-back paydays. Now he's rocking with ZUFFA, and they saying he's standing to make $10 to $15 million. I see some people reporting 15, but I was hearing that, you know, could be a $10 million payday for Conor Benn. But my question would be, is like, who he gonna fight? You know what I'm saying? Saudi money. Telling you, man. They're getting Saudi money, you know. But my question would be, who is he gonna fight over there? And my guess is the same guys that he always was gonna fight, I guess, if they're gonna sign up for it, right? But this is interesting, right? Like, I ain't gonna lie, man. Eddie went to bat for you. Eddie was in the paint, man. Eddie was going in the paint for you, taking them shots, man. You get me? Damn, man. Eddie's sick about this. Conor said, man, look, this is just business. But I think the nastiest part about it, like I said, yeah, it's just business. But when somebody put you in position the way Eddie has put Conor and believed in you and backed you, when everybody was throwing you away, talking about a drug cheat, he was doubling, tripling, quadrupling down, saying that you're a clean athlete. He don't think you would do nothing like this. Like, I don't know. It's just crazy to see. I get it. You know what I mean? All money ain't good money, though. You know what I'm saying? At what cost? Because this is just a one-off. You know what I'm saying? What you going to do after that? Are you going to go back to Eddie Hearn? You know what I'm saying? And they did say that, you know what I mean? He said he wanted Eddie to still be a part of his career to some capacity or something crazy like that. And I know Eddie ain't trying to play no second fiddle, man. He put you on. Like, what you mean? What you mean you want me to be a part? Like, if that was the case, then why'd you go anywhere? You know what I'm saying? Y'all had more fights together. He was about to get you the title fight, right? He was about to make you world champion. You know, hightailed it on Eddie, man. He done got on the good foot. He said, Edward, it's been real, Edward. It's been real, but I gotta go. Gotta go. Conor's focus has been strictly paper yacht, and they haven't been within reach of his coveted $100 million. I'm telling you, you hearing the talks lately at McQueen, and I think that's what he's doing too. Conor been about to get whooped on. So I'm telling you, he trying to make his money as much as possible. And he do got that $100 million goal. So this move would put him, you know, this will be a move in that direction, should I say, closer to that 100 M's that he was talking about he would like to make. You get me? He said he'd still fight if he think he made it. So who knows, man? Let's see it. But it's a lot of clips. It's a lot of the breakdowns. It's a lot to talk about. We're going to have some fun with it. Like I said, y'all, do your boy solid. Hit that like button. Hype the live. Share the lives. Support the build. We got a lot to talk about. Locked and Loaded was good with it. Eddie had him ranked in the WBC on some slick-ish, and you left. You know what I mean? You're going to let Eddie. Why you do Eddie like that?
I'm fine.
Yo, the internet is something else, yo. The internet is crazy. They say this is Eddie, bro.
I'm fine. Totally fine. I don't know why it's coming out all loud and squeaky, because really, I'm fine.
Conor was like,
Fuck you, Eddie! I know you!
that's what Conor. Eddie said, man, I think I deserve a call, man. I think we should get on the phone. Conor was like,
Fuck you, Eddie! I know you!
oh, man. Conor been wild, bro. Why you do my guy Edward like that, bro? Did my guy Edward filthy, G. He did Edward filthy, G, man. We got some clips we got to get to, man.
41,071 emails, 350 hours of voicemail, 744 tweets, 46 Facebook messages, 4 fake Facebook accounts, 106 pages of letters.
That's Eddie trying to get a hold of Conor. Oh man, yo, they even telling the internet is undefeated, bro. Don't let them get a hold of nothing, bro. Nothing. But let's keep going, man. We got some clips and we're gonna get into some other stuff. We're gonna have some fun with it. It's early, it's fight day, fight night. Let's have some fun. Tap in. Make sure y'all running the likes up. Make sure everybody in here sub to the channel with y'all notifications on if y'all rocking with your boy. You dig?
Honestly, guys, I have got no words for this. When you consider the difficulties and the trials and the tribulations that Conor Benn has been through, and Matchroom stood by him the whole way. And look, boxing's a super short career, so I understand they've got to do what's best for themselves, but this feels like stabbing in its back at the absolute most. This isn't absolutely come out of nowhere. Conor Benn trains at the Matchroom gym under Tony Sims. Like, this is crazy. This one has blown my mind, and boxing very, very rarely leaves me speechless. Crazy. Let us know what you guys think.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, man. I know it's just business at the end of the day, man, but shit, man, I do believe in loyalty too. You know what I'm saying? I understand getting to the bag, so it's like you can't totally fault him, but I think the manner in which he did it, and I think the fact that, you know, you're not wrong for going to get money, but I do think you're wrong from a principle standpoint by not being willing to get on the phone and have a conversation with him, right? I think that's bogus as hell. You know what I mean? Everything boxing was good, Key. How you feeling, my guy? Good to see you in the building, man. Ill Will, what it do, homie? Jannard in the building was good with it. Just who Dana White almost made Eddie cry in that IFL TV interview. Yeah, we gonna get to it. We gonna get to it. All PBC fighters going to ZUFFA. I'm telling you, it's about to be a lot of shaking up, man, going on, bro. It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot of shaking up going on, bro. It is, bro, but it's a lot. Fredo said Eddie Snake don't feel sin. No, look, I don't feel sorry for him at all. Like, this is just boxing. We gonna have some fun with it, but I will be real. Like, I don't know. I know people been saying Eddie is Snake, but like every time somebody say that and I tell them to give me examples, I never get no examples as to how he is Snake, right? I don't think Eddie Hearn got a history of screwing over fighters. I think the biggest critique you can say with Eddie is possibly when he's had certain guys, he hasn't been able to get them to big fights. But as you can see now, that's not 100% the promoter's fault. So I think Eddie has shown when you're with him, you're with him. You know what I'm saying? He'll promote the hell out of you. He's going to talk you up. He's going to get you paid. You get me? So listen, I ain't for the promoters and against fighters and none of that. I just try to have real conversations based on my observation, right? Think he be doing what right by the fighters. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely ain't feeling sorry for him, but Conor Benn was his guy. Like, remember, he was going to bat for him when nobody else was. You know what I'm saying? When everybody was writing Conor Benn off, talking about drug cheating the eggs, you know, Eddie Hearn was right there putting his neck out there like, man, he would never cheat. You know what I mean? OT was good with it, my guy. How you feeling? You get me? So that's where I'm coming at. Like, I ain't sorry. I ain't feeling sorry. These rich dudes, man. And Conor about to get it back. That's just really what this is about, money. You know what I'm saying? So I can't knock no man for going to secure that bag, but I can look at it for what it is and say, like, damn, you know what I mean? But it is one fight, so it ain't got to be the end of the world or the end of the road for them. But I think you make it. He's made it weird because you wasn't willing to talk to the man. So you like in your mind, like I know Eddie was saying, he feel like Conor must feel like he ain't did nothing wrong, but should not to even want to talk to him. I think that's like you're kind of tucking your tail. Like, damn, you can't talk to him. Like, y'all ain't locked in like that. Thought y'all was more solid than that. That's all. You know, I thought y'all was more solid than that. A lot of UK support from what I'm saying. He signed with a company based in the US. Wow. Is he? Yeah, ZUFFA said, man, we need that name, that Ben last name. We want that. Yeah, come on over here. Come on over here and fight, man. Huh? Come on over. Come on over. G.
What do you mean you don't agree with me? Do you know who you're dealing with?
Lee Wood against Josh Warrington for the first time for the super featherweight matchroom boxing championship of the world.
What?
No, I'm joking. That is the cringiest shit I've ever seen. You know I would never do that, but I was just laughing because whenever it is Jai Opataya fighting Brandon Glanton for the ZUFFA Championship of the World, do you know what? I could just do that. That'd be quite amusing. Anyone can do it. You know what you want to win when you grow up, mate, don't you? The Matchroom Boxing World Championship. Oh, do I? Do I, Eddie? Yeah. Oh, what's that? Oh, it's my new World Championship belt. This is going to be the biggest thing in boxing. If you're going to be a real champ, you got to win the MBWC. That's the Matchroom Boxing World Championship. Do you think I would disrespect boxing that much? My ego's out of control, right? That's beyond anything I could ever fathom. The history and legacy of the sport governs that. You've got to win the WBC. The WBA. You know, the belt that Muhammad Ali won, Sugar Ray Leonard, Mike Tyson won, Roberto Duran, Larry Holmes, Shakur Stevenson, Floyd Mayweather.
Going in. That was him going in about ZUFFA, you know, back then. So it's always been like heat between them. Like it's, you know, Eddie, sometimes he seemed to take the high road, but as you see in that clip, like he ain't hold back then. And that was way before this Conor Benn situation. So that it's ironic that you signed to the people the very same guy that he's been going back and forth with. So it just looked crazy. And I give it to him. He said he was gutted. You know what I mean? So I want to know what has he done that's bad, like far as with the fighters. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to C3. Shout out to OT. Appreciate you. Everybody hit the like button for your boy Jordan. I'm telling you, T Hill in the building. The mayor was good with it, fam. So like I said, it's always been heat between them. They don't seem like they too fond of one another. And now, you know, one of his fighters, he got one of Eddie Hearn's fighters at least for one fight. You know what I mean? From what it sounds like. So, I mean, look, guys is entitled to do what they want. You know, we said it before. We say it all the time on here, right? They're prize fighters. They always going to be searching for the biggest and most lucrative prize out there. So, you know, off that alone, you would never be wrong. But I do think there's a way to go about getting your bag. I do think that if you really rocked with Eddie the way he rocked with you, from what it seemed, right, I think you would be willing to have had a conversation with him, let him know, like, look, this is what I'm about to do. I'm about to go get this bag real quick. You know, one fight deal, man, they offering 8 figures. About to go get this bag real quick, and then, you know, well, you know, go from there. But now I ain't telling them how to do business. I'm just saying that in my mind, if you really rock with somebody outside of the business, all right, if you really was genuinely as loyal to Eddie as Eddie has been to you, I at least think at the bare minimum he deserved that conversation, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure he can't stop you from going to make the bag, and I'm pretty sure part of him as a promoter understand it, right? You trying to chase down that paper. It's all good, but damn, you're gonna leave me in the win like that? You're gonna do me like that? And with the competitor, the guy that want to take me out of here, you know? So interesting developments, man. But we're going to keep going. We got a lot to get to. Like I said, I'm going to play the IFL joint in a second. I'm about to get that up. Conquest, what it do, my guy? Coming from the industry that support Al Heyman taking an entire roster of fighters. Bunch of words talking crazy. Business is business. They say stop it. Shout out to my guy, man. We're going to see. Side of Turkey, Eddie is the guy. Ben should have had a conversation first. He just burnt the only bridge. And that's what I wonder, like, how much damage did he do to that bridge, Jordan? That is Eddie Hearn, right? Because they provided him with a platform for the past years, right, to grow his name, to develop into the fighter he is today, to be a part of the biggest fight he had in his career back-to-back with Eubank. And now it's like you almost kicked him to the curb, right? And for you not, like I said, that's from a morals and principle standpoint, man, loyalty angle. Damn, you get that man a phone call at least, right? Tell him, like, look, this is what I'm about to go do. You hear me? I don't think nothing wrong with that. I don't think Eddie tripping out. Howard was good with it. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I ain't fault kind of get your paper, but my question is, did you burn the one bridge that's been there for you the entire time? Like that, Matchroom has been nothing short of loyal to the dude. You know what I'm saying, Eddie? I mean, even Conor has admitted to it.
I like
You know what I'm
Matchroom.
saying?
I was in the Matchroom gym at the time. I liked Eddie. I liked Barry. I got love for Barry. Barry, for me, was someone who was honest, always honest with me.
He's a real one, to be fair.
I got a lot of love for Barry. I got a lot of time for Barry.
What's Eddie like away from the ring?
He's a geezer. You're talking about people who have stood by me. Did he have to? He got ridiculed and slaughtered, you know, maybe on par with me. Did he have to? Could you say he was protecting his investment? At what cost? He probably got sick of the sight of seeing my name. He had my back all the way through, so I really appreciate that.
See? He's saying it right there. Eddie always had his back. You know what I'm saying? He got slaughtered for him, right? Right on par with him. Like, they was treating Eddie like he was the drug cheat after a while, right? Remember, he a slime ball, he a snake. He's still trying to get Conor Benn fights. But if you look a bit deeper than the surface, that was his loyalty that was had him doing that. I'm pretty sure Conor Benn ain't making so much money that you get what I'm saying? Of course, there's always, you know, money involved, but at the end of the day, I think he genuinely rocked with Conor. That's what I've always thought in their relationship. I thought they was tight. Howard was good with it, fam, because you ain't never see them have like issues publicly butting heads like you seen Teo do with Bob Arum, how Ryan do with Oscar, right? How you see Virgil and Oscar going through it now. You never really seen or heard any of that with Conor Benn and Eddie Hearn. But at the end of the day, you know, like Eddie was alluding to, it's business at the end of the day, and there's certain steps that he probably could have made to avoid this situation, this very same situation happening right here. I think his friendship that he had with Conor Benn kind of blinded him from the fact that, like what Jordan is saying, is business at the end of the day, and that's what Conor Benn. And look, that's why I say it's just a conversation. That's something I could respect too. Him being able to say, look, it's just business at the end of the day. This ain't feelings, this ain't emotions. This is about making that bag, going to get that money. You get me? And if they offer me a one fight deal that I could make 8 figures off, for sure, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And like I said, I can't knock him for that. I can't. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure a lot of people probably, if they was given the same opportunity, they would do it as well. You know what I'm saying? I think they would do it. They do the same thing. Go get that money. So it's not a right or a wrong thing, I think, but from a moral standpoint, morally, principle, yeah, you might have some issues. That's why Eddie Hearn questioned, you know, his character and his loyalty. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to keep rolling, though, man. You're just going to keep it rolling.
To get beating up baby. Well, that's a sick mind for one. I don't know what the fuck he was talking about.
I expected more. This is like beating up babies. I feel like I came in and I'm beating up babies.
Quite disturbing, if I'm honest with you. Say that I don't have any vision.
I don't think he's come in and ever had any type of vision.
ZUFFA's, or whatever it's called. What's their vision?
I don't think anybody looks at Eddie Hearn and says, oh, this guy's a visionary.
Getting Max Kellerman to tell everyone that Callum Walsh is the next Roy Jones on a Sunday night in front of 126 people in your garage, in a ring that looks like you've just got it out of a local club show. What sort of fucking vision's that? Here's a belt, and it's ZUFFA. Look at the vision. Quite frankly, ZUFFA shows are absolute, complete dog shit. It's in front of 100 people in a garage, trying to manipulate fight fans.
You've done nothing. But Eddie Hearn works for his dad. He works for Dad.
I do work for my dad. Dana White has worked for his daddy for a long time. The Fertitta brothers. Dana White's got a new daddy. Turkey Al-Sheikh is Dana White's pappy. Got to do whatever he's told. He's right at the bottom of the pile in terms of quality as a boxing promoter.
So you see, they ain't never liked each other. They be going in, bro, back and forth on each other, man. Just, you know, look, they don't respect. Yeah, they just don't like each other, it seems. You know what I'm saying? So, look, man, I don't think Eddie was hand feeding him, because you gotta think that's tough to say that when he coming off his two biggest paydays you would think in his entire career. So I think Eddie Hearn has always looked out for Conor Benn. I don't think you could look nowhere where you could say he hasn't. You know what I'm saying? I think he's always looked out for this dude. That's why I think that's the shocker for people. But like I said, nobody crying. Life goes on. Eddie Hearn, you know, they mess around and you mess around and still be right back. You mess around and still be back over there. You know, they said Hitchens left, right? Hitchens left, say Hitchens came back over there, right? So you never know. But like I said, not being willing to talk to the dude, you closed all communication. That's definitely got to be an awkward conversation if you're going to try to come back to him after the fact. So it's gonna be something to think about to see this unfold and how it break down and how it affects Conor, whether that be good or bad. Because short term, one fight deal for 8 figures, man, you can't win. That's a win any day of the week, especially in boxing. 10-figure payday. We ain't talking about 6, not even 7. We talking about a 10-figure. I mean, an 8-figure. Pardon me, an 8-figure payday. Man, you can't ignore that. You know what I'm saying? It's hard. It's tough. So I definitely understand it. Get your money, but at what cost? You know what I mean? Did you burn any bridges moving forward with this move that you made? And I think only time could tell. But right now, they're clearly not on the same page. Clearly not willing to talk to him and all that. Yeah, and Eddie did say something, man. Did say something. Zuffa offered Bam back, and Eddie matched. I'm telling you, man. Has to be paying good money. I mean, they saying 8 figures technique was good with it. 8 figures is money, especially if you Conor Benn. You got to think this dude has never even been a world champion. So for him to be in a position where he could make an 8-figure payday is crazy. It's crazy in and of itself. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be interesting to see how it unfolds and if he get this bread. But let's see who we end up fighting and all of that. Conor Benn deal with ZUFFA Boxing is a 1-fight, 8-figure deal. That's what they saying. Sources told Sports Illustrated, man. Life-changing money for Ben with the chance to hit free agency after his next fight. See what I'm saying? So that's clearly a business move, and it could be a smart one. But like I said, I think it's not the actual move in and of itself that's bad. It's the way you go about it. It's still a certain way that you do things. And clearly with Eddie Hearn saying he wasn't willing to talk to him, that speaks volumes. You get what I'm saying? That necessarily don't look good at all either. It's nasty work. You get what I'm saying? Pretty nasty work. Hold on, that ain't what I wanted to have up. So this was Chris Eubank had chimed in on the situation. Chris Eubank thought this was funny. He said, Eddie, how you feeling, buddy? Chris Eubank think this joint funny. Said, so Eddie Hearn's #1 fighter has now left him. Eddie stuck by Conor Benn through thick and thin, getting him off drug charges and giving him money to live when he had nothing. He said, I guess this really shows just how much of a scumbag Hearn actually is. He saves his fighter's life and career, and Conor still doesn't want to be involved with him. Or has been the scumbag for dumping the man that built him. He said, this is really a conundrum. Scumbag on scumbag. Violence at its finest. He said, don't say I didn't tell you guys. Damn. Then Chris chimed in over there. He said, wow, Eddie Hearn, you saved this man's life and his career. He still wouldn't even give you a phone call. Said, I knew you were a piece of but Conor must have seen you do some really bad things to not even allow you one call. And Nigel Benn, for whatever reason, you stabbed this idiot in the back. He's an idiot for thinking he could trust you. Just know what goes around always comes back around. You will get yours too. So there you go, man. You know, Chris Eubank said, man, ha, ha, ha. Good for you. You get me? Chris Eubank laughing. He think this funny. Chris don't give a damn. He don't feel sorry for nothing. No, but it's kind of
my loyalty to Eddie, to the zone, to Matchroom. You can't teach that. You know, I'm grateful for the way they've stuck by me throughout this. I'm grateful for the way they've supported me. And I know where my bread's buttered. You know, I'm well looked after at DAZN, well looked after at Matchroom. What, get paid double elsewhere? I mean, if that can even happen, get paid double elsewhere, my loyalty would still stand with Matchroom. You know, I've just literally extended my contract.
Look.
You know, so people go, oh, why would you do that? Why did you do that? You know, this is there and that's there and that's there. The grass is never greener. You know, what matters to me is the way they've stuck by me. Eddie taking a beating for the past year. His own Matchroom taking a beating, you know, as much as I have as well on social. So, you know, I look at that and I go, Joe, someone who can fight my corner when really they didn't have to. You know, loyalty goes so far with me. You know.
You hear that? Man, do y'all hear that? That was way before ZUFFA. That's why I'm the clip king, man. Them receipts hit different. So when people saying it's just business, I get that. I ain't mad at Conor. It was just a good conversation for me, right? But did y'all hear what he said? If he could make double somewhere else, even if that is possible, his loyalty is still be with Matchroom. And people will say, well, why would you do that? You hear that? Shout out to Rod. That's a fact, bro. Big drop. Dre in the building, my homie. Going Grove TV. Said Conor Benn vs. Floyd. We'll catch up with Ben. So, look, I mean, short term, like I said, 8-figure payday for one fight is never a bad idea. But you know, you don't know if this messed up any future opportunities or relationships. You just never know. Like, and it couldn't be wilder, right? You went to the exact guy that he's been going back and forth with, right? Dana White. You shaking hands, sitting down, signing contracts, smiling, yeah, sitting there kicking it like y'all besties, BFFs, and all that. You know what I mean? When, like I said, Eddie Hearn has went above and beyond for Conor. So if you follow the career, if you follow these two, like, you know, like if it's anybody that Eddie Hearn rocked with, one was AJ, but definitely a Conor Benn. For the, you know, the smaller guys, you know, obviously outside of the heavyweights, yeah, Conor Benn was one of his guys, man. You can't tell him nothing about Conor Benn. This dude was fighting to get him fights when it wasn't even, his name wasn't even clear, right? So, like I said, Eddie Hearn, he said, he just admitted it. Eddie Hearn got slaughtered just as much as he did. Like, he ain't have to do that. See how grateful he said he was? See how loyal he said he was? See what I'm saying? And I get it. Circumstances change and things change. This is clearly, when he said that, this is before those two big fights with Chris Eubank, right? Them back-to-back paydays. Now, if he can get another one, this would be 3 potential 8-figure paydays in a row. Because they were saying that's what they made in the last 10 mil. You get me? So he'll be cooking with grease. I get it. And I don't care what you say. Yeah, he may have won the second fight against Chris Eubank, but that first one was a war, and he didn't win that one. So that fight took something out of both of those dudes. Not just Chris Eubank, both of them. You know what I'm saying? They went to war in that first one. So I do think he is cashing in a little bit, Jordan. Like, he maximizing on his earning potential. And that's why I say, like, I ain't up here to be mad at him. Just a conversation, like, what this gonna lead to, right? Will you be in a better position just financially, right? But career wise, right? What's the opponent they're gonna get you over there on ZUFFA, right? Is it gonna be somebody that matters, or do you not care? Because I'm pretty sure with 8 figures, you don't give a damn who they put in there with you, right? But I would think if somebody's paying you that much, it's gonna be to have a real fight, a competitive fight. So who knows? We'll see, man. We'll see. But this is crazy, man. Eddie ain't crossed his T's and dot his I's, man. Conor done slipped through the back door on him, y'all. He done slipped the back door on him. Damn, G. Conor, get to the chopper, hit that like button, y'all. We got 70 people in the building. Let's keep
Conor Benn has left Eddie Hearn for Dana White. Well, that wasn't on my 2026 bingo card. Listen, nobody can begrudge any fighter doing what is best for them. Boxing is a dirty business. You've got to do what's best for you. But there's a way to conduct yourself. For Conor Benn to deny Eddie Hearn the courtesy of a call, a heads up, a conversation is incredibly damning and says a lot about Conor Benn's character. He has well and truly shafted the man that went to war for him. The man that saved his career. He stabbed him in the back.
Yeah, man. I mean, look, it's no secret, man. He's been through there thick and thin. That's why I didn't expect it. But it's boxing, you know. And like I said, you throw enough money around, people gonna jump. But not everybody would have made that same move. But most people, you would assume, would, though. But just never know until you're in that position. But like I said, I played that clip where he was saying, see the level of loyalty that he was speaking about. Because at that particular time, all he knew was Matchroom and them holding him down. Now, what changes now, I think, and help changes his tune. That's he coming off the back-to-back fights where he got paid more money than he's ever made in his career, right? And those 2 fights, I think after the first fight alone, he was talking about how he could have retired and he had to fight again. Then he doubled up on that and actually won that fight. And now you're in position to make another 8-figure payday. You did have a war in that first fight, so I know it took something out of you. So you cashing in, and like I said, just from a financial standpoint, you think about kids and generational wealth. This is what you really been able to build. And this is the interesting thing. He's a damn overachiever, because to be in a position where you can make this kind of money without ever being a legit or ever being a world champion at all is crazy. So it's like, to say what you want about Conor, but somehow, some way, he's finessed very lucrative paydays and back-to-back fights with Eubank Jr. And then now with this ZUFFA boxing, if everything goes according to plans and he make another 8 figures, man, shit, not to be a champion. I don't even think you could. I don't think shit is it a higher paid non-champion at this point. You get me? Like, damn. So we'll see, man. I ain't against nobody getting their money, but just gonna be cool to see how all of this unfold, how it affects things moving forward for Conor. If this put him in a better position, we know obviously financially, yes, but career-wise, what's next for you? Like, what's in the future? Do you hash it out with Eddie? Right? Or do you try to go in another direction altogether? Or do you stay put, get what I'm saying, in ZUFFA? Do you hit the free agency and try to see what's out there? He going to have options. And the crazy part is, when you made this kind of money, like, it seemed like the ball is in your court, and the pressure to make decisions is not the same kind of pressure it is when you don't know if you're going to ever make it to the kind of money that he's making it to. You get what I'm saying? Because one could argue that, I guess, people that work extremely hard and put in more work for a better competition, and they made this kind of money, right? But he's been able to do it. So, you know what I mean? Kudos to him, man. Yeah, they're going to need that ZUFFA pack, man. Shout out to Rob. Lifetime deal for Ben. Hearn does a lot. But Ben, basic boxer, he got him hyped up. His profile, his name, the way people talk about him. Shout out to Thrill Hill. He did right by Conor in my eyes, from what I could see. But shit, they ain't got to even, never mind what I think. Conor Benn said it. That's why I was playing the clip. So again, I'll play this clip, then we're going to move on. We got some more stuff. We're going to get into more clips with this situation. But like I said, man, it's going to be interesting to see who they match him up with first. Would it be a Rolly, right? They already got into like a little shoving match outside the ring, him and Rolly. Down there, put Rolly in like a little headlock. So that could be a fight. You know what I'm saying? I heard him mention something about Teo, which I doubt that, but you know what I'm saying? I could see maybe a Barrios Ryan winner if Devin ain't in the mix of that, right? So he gonna have options, believe it or not. You know what I'm saying? But let's see what ZUFFA pull out the hat for his ass. But here was the clip. Like I said, and this was before, obviously, well before ZUFFA came and offered that money. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I say money talks, BS walks. You know
my loyalty to Eddie, to the zone, to Matchroom, you can't teach that. You know, I'm grateful for the way they've stuck by me throughout this. I'm grateful for the way they've supported me, and I know where my bread's buttered. You know, I'm well looked after at the zone, well looked after at Matchroom. What, get paid double elsewhere? I mean, if that can even happen, get paid double elsewhere, my loyalty would still stand with Matchroom. You know, I've just literally extended my contract. You know, so people go, oh, why would you do that? Why did you do that? You know, this is there and that's there and that's there. The grass is never greener. You know, what matters to me is the way they've stuck by me. Eddie taking a beating for the past year, his own Matchroom taking a beating, you know, as much as I have as well on social. So, you know, I look at that and I go, Joe, someone who can fight my corner, when really they didn't have to. You know, loyalty goes so far with me, you know.
And there you go. So I don't know what changed between then and now, but I mean, I would state the obvious: the 2 lucrative paydays with Chris Eubank Jr., the opportunity to make your third, right? And like Eddie Hearn was alluding to, you feel like Chris don't think he did anything wrong. So It is what it is. That's why I say it's easy to say what you won't do when you ain't in the position, but we clearly see what he did when he was in position. Did he stick to what he just said in that clip? I mean, even if I could make double, you know, I would still stay with Matchroom and my loyalty this, and you know, okay. Okay, Conor.
How you doing, mate? Yeah, you're a dog, but listen, maybe we're all dogs. Woof woof.
Eddie Hearn does not mince his words as he talks about loyalty from fighters.
I mean, Shakur has another fight with us. After these 2 fights with us, he can do what he wants. Hopefully, it'll be a long relationship. If not, no problem. People have their own characteristics and personalities. Some people are big on loyalty. Some people don't give a f***. Some people have morals, and some people are dogs. If someone does a great job for you, if someone has backed you consistently, then you should show them a loyalty. Now, if they don't have anything for you, you can't just hang around. But you know the thing is with Canelo, he's up front with you. He has told me in the past, Eddie, I really like you. I want to do more business with you. But listen, you know I'm about wherever the opportunities are for me. That's a loyalty in a sense, because a lot of them are just snakes and dogs, and they don't really give a f***. But it's a cutthroat business. It's prize fighting. And there ain't many friends in the game. When I've got your back, you ain't got to worry about nothing. But there's got to be a two-way street in that respect. So the fighters that have been loyal to me, I will look after, not just during their career, but till they finish on this planet, because I'll always have their back. If you value that, you'll give me the same respect. If you don't, no problem. And it doesn't mean like we have to fall out. If you don't have any loyalty to me, we do a deal when it suits you and we do a deal when it suits me. But if you want to be taken care of, if you want to be respected, if you never want to be lied to, if you want someone to have your back every day in this dog shit world of boxing, then I got your back. But if not, no problem. And when I see these people, it's not like you. It's like I just look at you and I go, how you doing, mate? Yeah, you're a dog, but listen, maybe we're all dogs. Woof woof. But I know the ones that are real people and I know the ones that aren't. Right now, this may come back to bite me in the arse one day, but right now, I have on the pound for pound list Jerome Boots Ennis, Bam Rodriguez and Dimitri Bivol. They are 3 of the best fighters on the planet. They are 3, in my opinion, of the most straight up, loyal guys with, what was the word you used? Morals, right? Now, they've still got to look out for the best opportunity for them. But I'll tell you something now, Bivol, Bam, Boots, I've got your back. And if you value that, we're going to finish your career together. And I'm going to make you a huge amount of money. And myself and our team are going to work as hard as we can for you every single day. And I'm very proud to represent those people, as I am the rest of our stable. But you want to get as close to me as possible. Because when you're close to me, I'm a big asset and I won't let you down.
That's a brilliant pitch. We'll leave it on that. Thank you very much, Eddie.
Hey, man. That's well said by Eddie, man. I mean, look, ain't none of these promoters perfect. They all got flaws just like anybody in boxing, right? But I think he has shown that when you with him, it is a certain amount of loyalty that is displayed. He do talk you up. He do get you paid. He ain't lying about those things. You know what I'm saying? When he with him, he got you. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Cal Cool Blessings family. How you feeling, bro? You know what I'm saying? You missed Eddie speaking on kind of, nah, we about to get to that now. Ann McQueen was good with it, bro. How you feeling?
Good. Had to get up out of that music. They had Stevie Wonder playing up in there. But yeah, man.
Oh, yeah.
See, and that's the thing I appreciate about Eddie Hearn.
Mm-hmm.
Eddie Hearn be telling it like it is, yo. I understand that we've been conditioned. Our conditioning has been conditioned.
Right.
We've been programmed to hate the promoters, man. These guys are snakes, they janky, they this, they that. Which all of these things are true within the scope of boxing history. But like Eddie just laid it out, like, yo, this is a cutthroat business. But if we have mutual loyalty, then
the objective fan, my dog.
That joint gonna be strong. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
For real. And I want to say this one thing about Conor Benn. My man sat up there and said all this. You know, the loyalty, they could offer me double what I'm making now and all this other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to say anything more than what's necessary
in
these damn conversations.
Right.
Because that's what the receipts are, you know?
Right.
You sit here telling us this, that, and the third, and then when the situation arises or the circumstance presents itself, and then you turn around and you do the exact opposite. Like, bro,
Shout out to my
don't
brother.
even say nothing. And I like how
Eddie.
Eddie broke down Canelo's dealings. Like, Canelo is very upfront. I like you. I'd like to do business with you, but I'm going where the paper is. I'm not about to sit here and mince my words. I'm not about to sit here and make no damn empty promises.
Right.
We could
Gonna
be
go
cool.
where
We
the
could
best
kiki
opportunity at.
where the opportunity at. That's where
Right,
I'm
he
going.
vocal about it, and that's what it seemed like. You know, because I'm about to pull this joint up. That's what Eddie Hearn basically like. Yeah, you know, like damn, we can't even get a phone call. Shout out to Cal. That's a fact. Loyalty, the rarest quality in society. It really is, bro. It's like people just don't value it enough, right? And it's conditional, and you get what I'm saying, and situational, and people use it and make it a convenient thing rather than, you know, just a way of living, right? A state of mind, however you want to call it, like a standard, right? That's just how you are, man. Be loyal, you really are. And I truly understand any man getting they bag, but in this situation, it's well documented how hard Eddie went for this guy. Like Chris Eubank said it. Shit, Conor Benn said it. You know what I'm saying? Like you just heard it. That's why I play these clips. The clip king is on it. Everybody else, they're gonna talk about this. They probably gonna have these clips that make this shit make even more sense. Make even more sense than it did, you know, than it already do, right? You can see it for what it is, but it different when you hear how he was just talking as opposed to how he is moving when given a chance. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy. Yeah, money talks for sure. But damn, what that saying, all money ain't good money. You know what I'm saying?
And Cassius for IFL TV.
See, well, shout out to IFL TV, but this was Eddie in response, and he got a couple of them. He got another one that he did. We just gonna break it down. We're gonna get to all this. We making up for yesterday. We gonna cook. So hit that like button, y'all. Sub to the channel. Support the grind. Let's get to it, man. I'm telling you, Cal.
There's not many.
You had to come for the exclusive. You know what I thought? I thought, do I do this on Matchroom social and get massive numbers, or do I do it with you? And I just felt like if I do it with Matchroom, it's just not those three famous letters, is it? Raw. It's just a little bit too corporate. So, you know, I'll give it to you. I've had Parsons on. I've had every national media outlet on, and I give it to you. I should be on a cut of
This is one of these things where I do appreciate actually our relationship. I really do. There's not many moments in boxing where I'm stunned. I'm kind of used to just expect the unexpected, but tonight has blown my mind. It has. So yeah, this is for people that don't know what's happened. A post went out a couple of hours ago where Conor Benn, who you've had from day dot, has signed a promotional deal with ZUFFA Boxing. So, I mean, I'll give you the floor to kind of give us a bit of context around this because, yeah, this is insane.
Yeah, no, look, I've known about this for a few days now, what was unfolding. I actually received an email from Conor Benn's lawyer to make me aware of it. But I'm not going to sit here and hang Conor Benn out to dry. But I've got to be honest with you, me personally, pretty devastated. Like, I've had a few days to digest what might happen, so maybe this interview's different to what it would have been a couple of days ago. And like you know, it's not often you get shocked. And I blame myself. I blame myself because I forgot it was boxing, you know? And I was like, I just felt that the loyalty that we've shown would never ever put us in this position. And I just felt that I never really needed to push Conor Benn to sign a new contract previously. And I probably could have got him to sign a new contract previously. But like I said, I blame myself. I made a mistake because I misjudged the character.
See, real quick, that's accountability to a degree, right? Just accepting accountability. Look, I could have pushed him to, sign another contract, and I didn't do it. And he alluding to, look, I don't think he being spiteful with his words. I don't think he being underhanded. He's just letting it be known. You know what I mean? I know he had a chance to simmer down a bit. You could see with the energy, but he like, man, I mean, maybe I misjudged the character. You know what I'm saying? I expected him to give me the same kind of respect and loyalty that I was giving him. You know what I'm saying? Rick Thames was good with it, bro. So sometimes we expect certain things out of people because we know what we bring to the table, right? How we treat people when in certain circumstances or situations. And that's basically what he's saying, man. The character is in question, especially the way you went about doing it. It ain't about going to get your money. Anybody can understand that. Shit, 6-figure paydays are super rare in boxing, let alone 7 or 8 in this particular case. So I'm gonna always understand that. I think any individual can understand that. Anybody that's in business can understand that. But you can also understand Eddie Hearn's stance as well. It's not a right or wrong thing. It's just, I get it. I get it on both ends. One end, it's like, look, I'm going to get this money. And I know him as a man. He understands it, but he's like, damn, you couldn't even give me a phone call or nothing. So I get that. I don't think he's wrong for that.
Previously. But like I said, I blame myself. I made a mistake because I misjudged the character. And again, I'm not going to hang him out to dry. And he will say, well, it was a big offer. But, when I received the email from his lawyer, I texted him and said, I think we should have a call. I think for everything I've done for you, I think I deserve a call. And he said no. And I was like, man, fuck. I can't believe it. And, I don't know what to say other than I just, felt that everything that we gave him, the loyalty that we gave him, the support we gave him would be enough to talk it through or just, get close to a number but it wasn't really the interest. So very, very surprising, very, very painful. But just another moment in life that you live and learn from. I don't really know what to say, really.
Just for complete transparency,
lost for words.
I was in text conversation with Conor Benn shortly, a little while ago, and he did say one thing, which I say to you, that he wanted you still to be involved in his career. So could you make a comment on that?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, look, I think it's
a fact.
Look, time is a healer, isn't it? I'm not going to, like I said, I'm not going to sit here. I've read all the comments, I think I've never been so popular for a few hours. But it's not, ultimately, everyone's different. And everyone, I've had a couple of texts, because he texted me just after the announcement. And I replied. And, we had a few back and forths. But, you either feel like you've done nothing wrong or like I say, everyone's different, I mean, I've had dozens of messages from people in boxing, just like, are you having a laugh? Like, but, like I said, everyone's different. And I'm not even going to go, too deep on it because I could do. But, yeah. It's, I don't know, feels a little bit of a wasted few years because I gave a lot. How hard I fought, when no one believed him. No one backed him. I did. I believed him and I backed him. And I never gave in. When he was done, out, loaned him hundreds of thousands of pounds.
Yeah.
But yeah, on we go.
Can you still work with him?
Eddie is disappointed, bro. He hurt. He keep it in the buck, though. He said he devastated. Like, damn, even when he said about the phone call, he's like, damn. Like, hey, guys, dude ain't willing to talk to me. Like, shit. That's I said, that's loyalty. That's a guy that really rock with him, man. That's nasty work from Conor. I don't care what he say. You ain't wrong for getting your money, but you wrong with not giving that man a phone call, G. Damn. Damn, man. Conor really said that.
Fuck you, Eddie! I know you!
Man, God, he said he wanted to call.
Fuck you, Eddie! I know you!
Oh, you, Eddie. I know you. Man.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, look, I think who knows what the agreement is. Like I said, I'm not gonna sit here and, you know, I had some very choice words with his manager, Keith Connolly. You know, the old Keithy baby does it again. And Connor's, I don't know. Sometimes you live in that world and you just lose your head a little bit. You know, you just kind of lose an understanding of reality and what's right and wrong. And I just feel that the way that it was done was very, very wrong. But that's just my opinion. And here he might say, yeah, but it was a lot of money. It was, you know, but like I said, everyone's different, aren't they? Some people, loyalty really matters. Other people, maybe not so.
So your understanding of what that financial deal was for Conor, I'm sure you have a rough figure of what it was. Is there any way that you could have countered it or kind of got close to where that was?
I mean, we replied. We actually, part of the deal, I think we would have got quite close to it. But I think by then it was just the way that it played out, you know. It was like to receive an email from the lawyer and then to ask for a call and not get, you know, the willingness to have a call. I think by then it was just like, you kind of lose a little bit of your soul to it. Do you know what I mean? Where it's like, wow, I really lost a lot of my soul during that 2-year period. Do you know what I mean? It was pretty brutal.
Right.
And I'm like, so at the moment it's just digesting it. You know, it's like, yeah, it's a little bit numb. But right now, there's a lot I could say.
There's
a lot I could say, but we'll keep it classy.
All right, well, look, we're not going to take too much.
I respect it, man. I respect it. He's saying it's a lot he could say, but he's going to keep it classy, man. He hurt, man.
He's so all red. He look like he been crying, man.
You know what I'm saying? One of these guys, man, he talking all soft and shit. He like he did all the adrenaline and just seeped out of him before he did the interview, bro. Yeah, Eddie sitting there, trying to keep it together, man. He got Eddie with the fake smile and shit, man. The fake smile is crazy. Gotta keep it together, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, damn, man. Boy, that left me for that bag. Like, dang, could you have countered it? I mean, look, we could have got close, like, basically, like, he wasn't even going for that. He already made his move. Wasn't about no countering. Conor said, nah, ZUFFA, no problem, man. A figure, no problem. Out of here. Hey, Eddie, I talk to you some other time. Very telling him what ZUFFA is willing to offer. Solid names. Yeah, man. That's interesting, bro. A non-champion, 8 figures, bro. A non-champion, 8 figures. Yeah, good point.
At your time, but a cynic would say that the timing of your back and forth with Dana White in the last few days.
Yeah, no, it was kind of this was kind of before that, if I'm honest. But definitely a part of the reason. I mean, Conor's been used as a pawn in that respect, and that's just the business. And he will say, yeah. I mean, like, you know, I'd see from his response, I don't think he feels like he's done anything wrong, really. So that's him as a person, like, and I don't, like I say, each to their own. It's a bit of a different situation, what we've done, if I'm honest. But yeah, like, I don't think this has got nothing to do with my comments yesterday, because this was days before that. But it's all part of the game, you know. And obviously, Turkey, Dana, you know, all that kind of stuff. But like I said to you, you know, this is going to be a a long war. But there's certain, like I said, I blame myself. I got the character wrong. I took the loyalty for granted because of what I did, and I shouldn't have done that. And I've made that mistake before in boxing, but I just didn't expect it from Conor Benn. So, you know, yeah, like I said, maybe he's not quite the person I thought he was. I don't know. Maybe we'll talk in the future, but what can I say?
I'm telling you.
It's a fair comment to make.
Man.
After Joshua, would you say that within the Matchroom stable that Conor Benn was your kind of second most valuable asset to Matchroom?
Yeah, I mean, I think as in the noise that he creates, you know, he's a good fighter. Of course he is. You know, obviously we've got a number of fighters that are world champions and unified champions, but you know, Joshua, you can't mention those two in the same name for many reasons. But Joshua is a different breed of class and loyalty, and you know, yeah, Joshua's one of a kind. Joshua is someone that even if I made the mistake of trusting that loyalty, it would never be a mistake with him because he's cut from a different cloth. But there we go. That's life.
Okay. Well, listen, knowing you, tomorrow's fight day, Wood Warrington, you pick yourself up and get on with your life. Yeah?
I mean, listen, like I said, I've never had so many nice comments. I even my sister just messaged me, actually. Look, read that. No, don't read it out.
No, I'm not going to read it
out.
No. I'm not going to read it out.
And that's
So what? That's yeah.
So yeah.
I heard showing love. So everybody hitting him up.
Anyone who yeah, listen, sometimes you can get poisoned, you know. So look, it's very raw at the moment, so we'll let it all play out.
You know, you're gonna get. I know you've done us tonight first. Time check, nearly midnight. But tomorrow you're gonna get the media on you tomorrow.
But you know what I do?
Yeah.
I answer the questions. Bit like when Conor was going through his stuff. What did I do? I did every interview for 2 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is just an extension of that, isn't it? And on we go for a sold out show in Nottingham tomorrow. Sold out next week with Nunes Navarrete. And, you know, all this does is just put a little bit more of a fucking rocket up my arse to say, okay, we'll see.
Is it really inappropriate to tell the viewers why they should tune in on the Zone tomorrow to Wood Warrington? Not in your normal, weird way, but...
Okay. From the realest, most loyal promoter you could ever fucking find. Tune in tomorrow night, live on the Zone for a sold-out show, Wood Warrington rematch. Yeah. The reason we love boxing, and I love you. And I know you got my back. Catch you soon.
Eddie Hearn.
How's it, Eddie Hearn, man, for kind of dealing with it like a G. I got another clip from him that I'm going to play, too. But like I said, I think he dealt with it as best he could, man. What you can do is the business, you know, because he started off with some accountability. So I think his intent was pure, you know what I mean? You know, the question was going to be asked. He had to let it be known, look, man, he did what he did, you know? And he didn't want to holler at your boy, man. He didn't want to talk to us. And it is a lot more he could have said if he wanted to go in. I don't know in this other clip if he went in deeper at all, but it's going to be the first time watching this other one. But he's pretty classy, you know what I'm saying? And it is just the business. And, right, like I just like accountability, the fact that he was willing to acknowledge that it was something he could have did to avoid that, right? Such as, you know, getting Conor to sign back on for something. But he probably figuring there ain't no rush to doing that because where else is he going to go? We rocking. We locked in. It ain't urgent.
So, a champion with the...
Where he went wrong at, you know what I'm saying? That's where he went wrong at. He got comfortable, he got laxed, and think he paid the price, I guess. But like I said, not really though, because it ain't the end of the world, man. It's a one fight deal. That's one fight. But again, you just don't know if how he gonna take it in terms of like moving forward from here, right? If he gonna look at it as you just, stabbed him in the back, right? Like, should he be willing to work with you again? Is it gonna be just business if he come knocking at your door again? Right? What if your ZUFFA debut don't go your way? Shit, what if you go over there, ZUFFA gets started? You know what I'm saying? Sparked out or something. You know what I mean? Then what? Do you go back to Eddie? Do you stay over there in ZUFFA boxing and try to, get something more than one fight? Who knows? But it's going to be interesting. That's why I say boxing, time reveals all, man. Time will sort this out. But like I said, I ain't feeling sorry for nobody. It's just a conversation, man. Didn't expect this. I thought they was thick as thieves, especially with the way he's always went to bat for this dude. So it is what it is. It goes to show you that money it runs everything. You know what I'm saying? When offered enough money, dudes is willing to, kind of sell their man out or stab a guy in the back or, it's just business. Man, shit, the way that man went hard for you when people was throwing you away, like he said, he did all the interviews, he took all the bullets, all the shots. I remember him going on the podcast. I think it was the Simon Jordan joint. They grilled him crazy up there, started kind of arguing with him. They was coming at him. Like, I was like, that just shit got heated. Like, I was like, oh, shit, they really going at Eddie Hearn about this Conor Benn situation. He was right there standing in the paint. Bobbing and weaving. They had him on the ropes on that platform, but he was still there fighting for you. So like I said, man, we understand getting money, but let's not ignore the loyalty factor in all of this, right? And again, he had a situation where, Eddie Hearn could have washed his hands with Conor because he damn sure wasn't making him no money when he was out that long. Remember, Conor Benn talks about his bank account. He was basically on E, right? Eddie Hearn was coming through, helping him out. So like I said, it's deeper than just you going to make money when you had a guy be with you at your absolute lowest moments, whether that was financially, emotionally, all of that stuff. This dude has been a consistent, constant in your career. Been right there with you, rocking with you. Won't let a person speak a bad word on you, right? So, yeah, he is. I feel him. He is going to be salty, and for good reason, but like I said, knowing what he probably know and where he could have took it, the fact that he didn't do that, I think it says something about Eddie to a degree. You know what I'm saying? Because I guarantee if this was Oscar De La Hoya, it wouldn't be this. Say Rose is bad. If this was Oscar De La Hoya, bro, this would be totally different. Oscar would have went in. You know what I'm saying? Oscar probably been going all types of crazy right now. So we'll see though. Floyd signing the ZUFFA, so I'm telling you, 10 15 million, getting in there with a stud. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Ill status. They're gonna have him fight somebody. You know what I'm saying? That's what be my thoughts. But I thought the opponents they had said like Rolly and something else. I had read somewhere, so we'll see how that all comes to fruition. But I think Rolly is an interesting fight. Shit, Rolly did get put in the headlock by Conor, so he should want to feed. But let's get to this, man, and we're going to keep rolling.
Talking about this news after your 5K run this morning.
Yeah, obviously it wasn't a surprise to me as it was to you guys because it's been sort of going on the last few days. So, yeah, probably more of a shock to you guys than me at the time. Obviously a big shock a few days ago, but it is what it is. It's life. You're not going to see me not doing interviews or hiding out. We get on with it. Disappointing, but fight day 5K done. Get ready for the show tonight.
Just initially, have you had any kind of conversation with Conor Benn? Are you able to disclose?
Yeah, he sent me a message.
I've
sent a few back. I'm not going to tell you what was said, but I don't know what to say. Like I said, you saw my interview last night. Disappointing, but life. So I've never felt so popular this morning. I've had literally hundreds and hundreds of messages, a lot from people within the industry who actually don't even like me. So thank you to all those people that reached out. And just crack on with the business of tonight and next week and beyond.
How do you think the wider team will feel? Obviously Nigel, Tony, etc.
Look, I can't speak on their behalf. I know they're not. They're proper people. They are. Do you know what I mean? So they wouldn't, in my opinion, they wouldn't do something like this. So I think they'll be disappointed. But look, Conor's Nigel's son, so he's always going to back him, and that's right. Tony will be very disappointed. I see that neither of them have shared anything, and I doubt they will, because it's not, you know, it's just like I said, different generations, different kind of people, I think. So.
Do you think Tony will stay involved within
Yeah,
Conor's camp?
it's got nothing. Look, I would never say to Tony Sims, you know, it'll never be the same in that respect, because you've got the Matchroom gym, and you know, we've really helped bring Conor through for 10 years, and the job that Tony done is, Conor would never be where he is without Tony Sims. Tony Sims is one of the best trainers in the world, and he's turned Conor Benn into really like a white collar fighter to a world-class fighter, and that's and Conor's worked very, very hard, but Tony's the real reason behind the Conor Benn success.
Out of curiosity, does it change the way that you do business with Turki Al-Sheikh? He obviously loves the fuckery and everything. And
yeah, well, he's behind the whole thing, so. But you know what you're dealing with there as well.
Led a false sense
no,
of
you know what? I'm not an idiot. I know what he's all about, and that's how you always have to keep things when you're in that kind of relationship. You know where you stand, because you could get fucked tomorrow, and you could get a great opportunity the day after. But you don't. With that, you don't have any emotion, because you know what you're dealing with. Do you understand?
No call,
but when you went through what I went through, and you died on a hill for someone, and you took the bullets of.
Yeah, it gotta be, bro. Especially 8 figures, Jordan. Gotta be 8 figures.
100 armies, and you felt that the person was different to how you found out the person is. That's more disappointing. With Turki, no problem. But with Turki, you can have those conversations as long as you have an honest conversation. It doesn't really matter what comes out of it. But you with Turki will tell you, "I'm going to fuck you." Do you know what I mean? And I will say to him, I'm going to fuck you too. But the other side is, we're friends, we're family, we're a team. We go, oh, we're, you know, and we're not really, are we? Let's be honest. And that's, it just makes you question everything that's happened, the relationship. Do you know what I mean? So that's what leaves a bit of pit in it. But I'm not going to come out and start slagging off Conor Benn. I've had so many messages. Oh, you've got to fucking tell everyone what he's really like. Look, Conor's made a decision for himself and what he feels is right. But sometimes you lose your head a little bit in this world where you actually forget what's right and wrong. But it is what it is, and we move on.
Quickly, I've been sent this quote, Conor Benn on Matchroom Loyalty a couple of years ago, who said there haven't been offers made. Conor Benn told reporters when asked about the potential of a Boxer Sky Sports approach regarding Eubank Jr. Ben. But my loyalty is to Eddie DAZN Matchroom. You can't teach that. I'm grateful by the way they've stuck by me throughout this. I'm grateful for the way they've supported me. I know where my bread's buttered. Does it hurt?
You know, things change, isn't it? Like I said, like some people are bigger on loyalty and faith, and some people look at the other picture. But you know, I've always felt Conor Benn was a good young man, and I'm going. You know, I'm not here to slag him off, but obviously disappointing because it just makes you question a lot of things.
Keith Connolly seen in that photo last night. Obviously, you've had your back and forth before.
No, but Keith. You know, like Turki Al-Sheikh. Keith's Keith. He's a dog, and I told him that the other day to his face. And I'm not falling out with Keith. He is what he is. I don't think, you know, the manager. But what they don't understand is Keith Connolly's been in the game for a year with Conor Benn. I've been in for 10 years, loaning hundreds of thousands of pounds to Conor Benn.
Is that the bit that hurts the most?
No, the money does
no.
What hurts? Yeah. Listen, sometimes there's a conversation to say, listen, mate, I've got a bit of a problem here. I've had this offer. Can you let's work together to try and see where we can get to? Because at the moment, that's a lot more than, you know, what I think I might be getting with you and blah blah blah. Yeah, no problem, Conor. We'll go to the zone together. And then you might reach a stage. Do you know what I mean? Where he turns around and says, Ed, what am I going to do here? You know. But everyone's different. Look at Johnny Fisher. Johnny Fisher went to the Netflix presser. They come up to him and had a conversation with him. The first thing he done was phone me and tell him you got to speak to Eddie Hearn.
I'll say this. It's easy to say F the business loyalty because it's a situation that you're not involved in directly. But just imagine this. Imagine your career at rock bottom. Everybody calling you a drug cheat. Can't get a license nowhere. Your money looking funny. And this dude is shopping around everywhere trying to get you back in the boxing, trying to get you fights, putting his neck and reputation out there on the line for you, loaning you, like he said, thousands of pounds or whatever the case may be, whatever, you know, making sure you was good with money. Like at that point, it becomes deeper than boxing, right? And it becomes deeper than your typical business arrangement, right? I get it. Business is going to always be business. But at that point, like, I think y'all relationship reached a different level. And from there, like, the respect that I would have for somebody that's there for me when I'm at rock bottom in my boxing career, like he said, he breaking down, crying, going through life, feeling like shit. And then one guy outside of your dad and your family that's rocking with you is Eddie Hearn, publicly, behind the scenes, helping you out, always speaking good on you, trying to, make sure your name was always held in the highest regard. It's a certain level of respect or loyalty you would think would be returned by that guy for being a dude to speak on you in that way. Like I said, when everybody else is talking crazy about you. So I get it financially, get your bread, but still, I get it on both sides. I understand making your money, but I understand Eddie, like, damn, I can't even get a phone call. So like I said, you even hear him, he not even saying that he's so wrong. It's just the way he went about doing it. You get what I'm saying? So I've done nothing but right by you. So it ain't really no justification to you not even being willing to get a man a phone call. Like I said, where your career looked like it was over. It was one guy really going to bat for you, being a promoter, still speaking, talking you up in the media. You know what I'm saying? Going on podcasts, taking all the shots, scrutiny, criticism, right? Reputation on the line, all that for you. So you would think that this wouldn't be a situation he would find himself in down the road. But look, it's boxing. It's just a conversation for me. That's why if you listen to what I'm saying, I ain't once tell you being wrong for going to get his money. But I would just say, as a man, you do owe him a conversation, if nothing else. You know what I'm saying? That ain't asking for too much. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, that's the least you could do when a person is literally going in their pocket and loaning you money, making sure you good. You know what I mean? And trying to get you back in boxing. So that's all I'm saying. I rock it. You know what I'm saying? This business just shows you character as a man, especially someone that looked out for you at your low. That's what I'm saying, bro. From a morally principle based, like you, like, man, that just is at that point is deep. You get what I'm saying? ETB is deeper than boxing. It's like, yo, this dude really helped me when he didn't have to. And look, Conor Benn said it. He literally said it. He literally, like, for what it's worth, Eddie has a legit case to stand on. I played the clip where he said even if he was offered double, he wouldn't do it because his loyalty to Matchroom and Eddie Hearn and X, Y, and Z. Like, you get what I'm saying? So he did say all of that and then went against everything that he just said. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Rob. What's good, homie? Yeah, man. So I can't say F loyalty or F business loyalty because, you made sure I was able to feed my family. Even when I didn't have no fights, I'm in boxing purgatory. My shit is on the rocks. I can't get a fight nowhere. I can't get no license. He thought his name got cleared when his son was, or I think he said his son was born. Boom, name still ain't cleared. Dragged through the mud. Dude was going through it. Like, you get what I'm saying? Mentally, emotionally. Yeah, you see some of the stuff he went through at that time. His darkest moment. He said that was the darkest point in his career. And guess who was right there with him? So I get it. It might be some other situations where Eddie Hearn ain't do this or that. I'm just strictly particularly talking about them. And still, for me, it's not a right or a wrong thing. But from an integrity standpoint, hey, man, that is something to think about, bro. He held it down when he didn't have to. Going in his pocket to help you out when you're not making him no money because you can't get no license, you can't get fights as hard as he trying. So, I don't know. I just see it different, man. You at least give that person a phone call if nothing else. I ain't saying you owe him shit, but damn, some communication, and I'm big on that. So I think he could have done that. I don't think that would have been too much.
And when you do that, everything changes. I mean, I'm loyal to Johnny Fisher anyway. I'd always have his back. But that's something a little bit different. That's why when people take the piss out of me about Anthony Joshua, now he's on a career-long contract with Matchroom anyway. But I don't even really feel like I need a contract with Anthony Joshua because he's made a different stuff. Do you know what I mean? And when people like Johnny do things like that, that changes everything in terms of my commitment towards them. I made a commitment towards Conor Benn to put everything on the line for him in terms of my integrity, at times, my health, do you know what I mean? My mind, to go in and argue with Simon Jordan for a year on TalkSport, to argue with the British Boxing Board of Control, to argue with the whole of social media, to argue with every journalist in the game to repeatedly stand by him, and that's what hurts the most, you know. But sometimes you forget who you are and you forget what life really is, and you think that actually what you've, like in Conor's mind, he's done absolutely nothing wrong.
Forever G's,
Do you know
what
what I
he
mean?
do, pugilism was good with it.
Is that the vibe you're getting out of?
Yeah, because he's like, come on, mate, it's like it's business, but it's
business.
Yeah, but look,
Right.
he's lost his
Right.
mind. Like he's not. It's just the world, and he's a young man in this crazy world, and sometimes, you know,
I can't wait for the card tonight. We're gonna call a fight.
you're going in and you're dropping 50 bags.
We're gonna double back everybody tonight, but we making up for yesterday for Friday with a good build. Appreciate y'all tuning in as always. Make sure y'all hit that like button, man. Sub to the channel, support the grind. We're gonna keep going. We got some more.
In Louis Vuitton like it's a packet of Haribos, and you just your head's gone. Do you know what I mean? And that's why the other people that you mentioned, just a little bit different in terms of the way they operate.
Chris Eubank Jr., what did you make of his response?
He's just not well. You know, I was actually thinking last night, I reckon Eubank Jr. might actually fire in, because the support was unbelievable. That I've never felt support like it. And I thought, actually, Frank Smith's over there laughing, because I told him, I said, I was thinking Eubank might say something nice. And he was like, are you fucking mad? That Eubank, he's not very well, but he's a character.
How do you think UFC fighters will be feeling seeing the figures?
Sick as a dog. Sick as a dog.
Deal.
Yeah. I mean, if you're a UFC fighter, you're looking at this ZUFFA going, what the fuck? I'm being absolutely ripped off here. I'm generating more revenue than these guys, and I'm getting a tenth of the money. But listen, there's no loyalty in that game. Look at Aspinall. I mean, he gets his eyes gouged out, and he just gets humiliated by UFC, and basically told everyone he's a liar and he's a pussy. You know what I mean? This is a cutthroat business, but everyone's different. Listen, I'm not going to change the person I am. I'm not going to change my loyalty towards my fighters and the fact that I will stand with you, like I said, on the heel dime, because I believed Conor Benn. And I did that because I felt it was right to do what I did. And everyone said to me at the time, mate, drop it out, just leave it. I said, no, I'm going to stand with him. But it's done. We move on to a big night tonight and next week and beyond and beyond.
Oscar De La Hoya, Eddie Hearn must be pissed off. How can they do that to Eddie Hearn? It's not right. Oscar's on your side.
Well,
and he also said, who on earth is finding them the money to pay him? Oscar said that.
It starts with T and it ends with shake.
Colin tweeted, what I've heard is the maddest boxing news this week. I didn't think Ben leaving Matchroom would be topped. Colin McGuigan.
Colm.
You're reading his real name's
quotes from Colm.
What I've heard this week is the maddest piece of boxing news. I didn't think Ben leaving Matchroom would be top for a decade, but speculation, could it be AJ?
No, AJ's got a career-long contract with us, and by the way, AJ's made a different stuff. So yeah, we shall see. Rumours are rumours, but on we go.
All right, Eddie. Final message: Wood Warrington 2
Don't
tonight.
miss it live on DAZN. Sold out Nottingham Arena tonight. A true British classic before we head to Phoenix. 10,000 next week. Nunes, the King of Mexico. On we go.
Telling you it could happen, yo. One thing I'll say this. One thing I noticed, like, ain't nothing wrong with chasing the money, man. You sacrifice so much as a boxer, as athletes, period, in any sport. They sacrifice so much. So when you get them opportunities to make them paydays, bro, I truly understand 100,000,000%, bro. But I know sometimes when guys start to see dollar signs, they start, slacking a bit in the training. They stop working as hard, right? Start taking things for granted just a bit, right? You know what I mean? You just stop working as hard. Now you know what I mean? Your stomach a little bit, you fed in a whole different way. And the motivation ain't the same. Like, everybody's susceptible to that potentially happening when you start, making all that money, especially like you a guy and him and Conor Benn that ain't never even been a world champion, and you find yourself being able to make more money and bigger paydays than guys that are world champions, undisputed, all types of shit, right? So I get it, but my thing is I hope his hunger remains, right? Because he's a guy that he can't afford to lose his hunger. You get what I'm saying? If he even becomes a slightly different version of himself, fights get, significantly more difficult, I think, for him moving on. Know what I'm saying? And with him coming back down to 47 and he ain't been there since what he said, 2022 or something like that, or whatever, it could be difficult. That could be a challenge. It could be a test. It could be risky. It's something we never know. Shout out to Son of God, my dog. What's good with it, bro? Al Booger, what's good, family? So we'll see. Israel for life. What's good with it, fam? Israel life. But like, what's good, fam? Shout out to Big Dog Willie being a member for 22 months. Lou Money to Just Do, the realest in the game. That's my guy. Appreciate the love. Shout out to me being a member for 22 months. Shout out to all the channel members, every last one of y'all. We appreciate y'all. If you don't got a membership, tap in, get you a membership, join the fan, and come rock out with your boy.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well, well. I already been getting these bets, but now it's time for you to get your just do.
Shout out to Big Dog Willie, man. Yeah, ain't no loyalty in boxing. Yeah, I mean, it's not. Loyalty is rare in boxing. I'll say that because it exists, but it's just not it's not as often as it needs to be, right? It's not, right? It's a lot of disloyalty. It's a lot of, crab in the barrel at times. And people are just opportunists. I don't knock nobody, right, for making money. But like I said, you consider somebody being there for you when nobody else was, and when you ain't have nothing. It's hard to ever do a person like that dirty. And that's just me coming from a real life, right? I just wouldn't do it. But it is what it is. Let's keep going. It's about over. We're going to keep moving.
Bosh. Live exclusively on DAZN.
So look, Eddie Hearn, like I said, he ain't said nothing too crazy, right? He could have went off. He could have went in. He could have kind of he could have went left on him if he wanted to. You know what I mean? He did keep it relatively classy. You can tell it obviously stung. It would, because you didn't see it coming. You feel like everything all good, bro. We rocking. Look, you just coming off the back-to-back biggest fights of your career, bro. Like, what's the issue? Like, we good. Like, you get me? We locked in. I ain't even got a reason to try to push this, get you to sign no deal, no extension, no nothing, because we rocking. So, and he acknowledged that was his mistake. You know what I mean? Maybe he misjudged Conor Benn's character, and that is a character flaw to a degree, right? From an integrity standpoint, yes, he can be questioned. Yeah, we can say the money all you want, but as men, we know that's definitely not real shit. The way he handled it, not what he did, it's the way how he went about it. It's the right way to do the wrong shit sometimes, if you will, right? Shout out to that son of God. Appreciate you. It's boxing a dying sport. One fighter can save it. I don't think it's dying, man. I think it's people, son of God, that look at the glass half empty instead of half full, right? Some people are pessimists when it comes to the sport of boxing, so they don't give it the proper credit that it deserves. Like, just think about it. A guy, a pure boxer in Shakur Stevenson, right? A guy that they told you for years couldn't sell no tickets, and a wild card in Teofimo that's not a known ticket seller, right? You put them two guys in the ring along with the rest of the card, and they had the highest attendance for MSG. You get what I'm saying? That shows you a boxing is alive and well, is what I'm saying. Shout out to everybody that was on the card, but you see how well that did. And, I think it's more things, it's more of that to come, right? I think we continue to put these good fights and these good matchups and cards together. People are going to continue to support. So I don't think it's dying. And I think as far as saving boxing, I don't think it needs to be saved, but I think it's a collective effort. I think, pushing boxing forward as a whole rather than just a name is going to save boxing, right? You know what I mean? Highlighting everybody that's dope in boxing from the top to the bottom to the top, right? I think that'll help grow the sport, right? People covering the sport more fairly, no agenda-based content, no false narratives and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? People got to do their job at calling this shit the right way. And boxing got to continue to deliver and give us the fights that we supposed to get. And I think it'll be fine.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well. I already been getting these bets, but now it's time for you to get your just do.
Shout out to Son of God. Appreciate the love. Dante's Boxing Talk, my guy. So Bad Brothers turning boxing around. Boxing, yeah, they got boxing lit right now. Back then, his investment. When he stuck up for Conor, that's a little bit. That he went farther than protecting his investment and giving a guy money and all them different things like that. That's going in your pocket when you don't know the next time when this guy gonna get in the ring. And I'm pretty sure he wasn't telling them he owed you it back. So, like I said, that's just real man stuff, man. You look out for somebody like that. At that point, it becomes deeper than just business, and it's deeper than a dollar amount. It's the principle. It's, you know, when all else fails, when everybody looking like they saying F me, you still like, bro, I got you. We gonna figure it out. We'll get you a fight. And then you fast forward to today, you coming on back-to-back fights where it's the biggest fight of your career. Look at the way he went to bat for you. You know what I mean? The first time around, you lost that fight, double back, said y'all was going to win. He was right there. Look how happy he was when you won that fight over Chris Eubank. Like, that shit is genuine. The dude really rock with you. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, of course, to a degree, you're going to protect your investment. But I think how far he went, it said a lot more than that. Shout out to Al Booger being a member for 29 months, man. My dog, Eddie trusted Eggman and Tuxedo Joe trusted Ron. And it's crazy the WBC gave him the egg excuse, yo. It's crazy.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well, I already been getting these bets, but now it's time for you to get your just due.
Mauricio and company, bro. Mauricio and company. Yeah, they is truly, truly bogus, man. Truly, truly bogus. Gave that man the egg excuse, had him out there looking crazy. But yeah, man, this is where we at. Zuffa got him for one fight. Eddie Hearn on the outs. He couldn't even get a phone call or a heads up. He better hope he ain't burn the one bridge that has been a constant in his entire career. That's all I'm saying. I mean, get your money, but don't let it make you. Make your money. Don't let it make you. You get me? Yeah, it's the principalities. You feel me? Shout out to Al Booger. Appreciate you, family. Been sucking for that. Yeah, you was supposed to at least talk to him. That's all I'm saying. I ain't noticed not one time that I say he ain't supposed to make that money. You won't get me saying that. Get that money. 8-figure paydays is super, super rare in boxing. You know what I'm saying? Let alone six, like I was saying earlier, 6-figure payday is rare in boxing. Let alone, get what I'm saying? 8? Shit. It's hard to be like, nah, I ain't gonna make no money. You know, so look, hopefully Zuffa got the situation for him that's gonna work out. You know what I mean? He did put out a statement, if I'm not mistaken. You know, Conor, the official Conor Benn, he did put out a statement. I mean, first and foremost, I want to thank Eddie and the entire team at Matchroom for everything they've done for me over the past decade. From guiding me when I first turned pro, keywords, y'all, from guiding him when he first turned pro, to headlining stadium shows. That's literally, they was with you shooting in the gym, bricks and all. When people were saying you just a wannabe fighter, you only for boxing because your dad used to be boxing, right? You trying to be like your dad, man. You only getting by because of your dad's last name. Like, they was with you through all of that, shooting in the gym, the accusations, the PDs, the eggs. They with you when you first turned pro. You know what I mean? When they was questioning if you was taking this shit serious or was you trying to just live off your father's name, all the way to stadium shows. They was with you brick by brick. That's not how you do people. That's with you brick by brick. That's all I'm saying. It's the only place I'll critique Conor. They got to be more solid than that as a man. That's weak. And I fucking hate public social media posts. Bro, talk to me. What the fuck you mean you want to thank Matchroom and Eddie Hearn and the entire team at Matchroom? Bro, if you don't call my phone, this supposed to go up after we done had a conversation. Then you go make it public because this makes it fake. You put it here, but then you're not willing to say this to me on the phone or to my face. Fake. Nah, don't rock with that. That don't mean Conor's a piece of shit, but the way he handled this is shitty. Could have did a lot better, man. That's all I'm saying. They were not only with me for those highlight moments, but still shoulder to shoulder with me during the tough times. It's been a journey beyond anything we could imagine. And for their belief, support, and guidance, I will always be truly grateful. But Zuffa Boxing presented me with an opportunity I simply couldn't refuse. And that's why I respect it, because you're being honest. They made you an offer you couldn't refuse. There ain't much explanation needed there. I love Eddie to continue to be part of my team and for our partnership to evolve in this new chapter. How is that the case? If that's the case, then you let Eddie Hearn know, hey, look, Zuffa hit me up, man. They offering me this bag. What's good? Let's get this money. We gonna keep doing what we doing, but we gotta get this money. The fact that you wasn't willing to talk to him, it makes it seem like you did something wrong. So, and you still want him to be part of your team, new chapter. Like, bro, that's sus, and you ain't want to talk to him. See, I don't like people that handle situations like this. You're doing it for the gram, as they like to say, for the internet. Talk to me, not the people on the internet, bro. How you just put this out here when you could said all of this shit to me straight up and then threw that out there? You know what I'm saying? But I'm filled with excitement and hunger for what's ahead with ZUFFA Boxing. I want the legacy fights, the biggest stages. I fear no man at any weight, and I'm ready to give the fans the fights they've been calling for. I'm in my prime, and together we have bold, ambitious plans. So we're going to see. So that was Conor Benn's statement, man, about, switching sides, man. That's what he did. He switched sides on him, man. Said they made him an offer he couldn't refuse. And like I said, man, it's just a part of me that understands that. You know what I'm saying? I understand it. So life goes on. We got a great card coming up tonight, too. But we're going to talk. We're going to keep talking. We're going to keep building, man. We're going to keep building, y'all. Hit that like button, man. I do want to talk about this. Team Alifo. Let me play this from Oscar, too, man. His little clap back.
Live exclusively on DAZN. A champion with a disputed crown. A self-proclaimed king without a throne. Vegas crowns champions. Barrios versus Garcia, February 21st. Enter the promo code at checkout to get an exclusive discount on the pay-per-view when bought with a DAZN subscription. Rules and restrictions apply.
Dude, is they ranked you with the best.
Why did you fight Chavez? You were the number one contender, mandatory contender.
Yep. I had a double whammy there because I not only fight for the green belt, the most important belt, but I fought my hero. So it was a double whammy.
And it hurt you with the Mexican fans for years.
Yeah, it did.
And then you conquered the heart.
Sure.
Oscar, I mean, the elephant in the room is Teo's recent fight. Shakur didn't pay the sanctioning fee.
Okay.
What's your thoughts on it?
Shame on him. Shame on him because he knows that as a kid, all he dreamt about was fighting for the green belt. Okay? And it's not about just, I'm going to pay sanction fees. No, you're going to pay for kids' medicals. You're going to pay for the doctors outside who are going to take care of you. You're going to pay for all these programs that are continuing to help the sport. So if you don't want to pay the sanctioning fee, shame on you.
Teo, what did you think about it?
Well, I think even going to that, where he states it's, I've even seen like in the amateurs where the WBC is also having amateur shows and competitions where you're fighting for the green belt, just to have like the sense of what it will feel like when you get to the pro ranks. So yeah, it's do your part as a champion, as a fighter. We know what we're signing up for, and if you're saying to the WBC president and to the sanctioning bodies, if you're telling them yes, I will pay you after the fight, or however it goes, you gotta stand on your word. If you got in this world, you gotta have your balls and your word, and if you don't have them, what person or what champ are you? So,
okay, Tony Montana.
Love it. Gracias.
Oh, shit, my bad, John. I ain't mean to even play that clip, but I just let it rock. He always trying to be deep, man. But whatever. I ain't mean to play that one, but the hell with the sanctioning fee story. We all know what it is with that. This is really what I was talking about Teofimo, talking about moving up to 147. This was something that I heard about for a little while now. You kind of heard his dad pretty much allude to it. You know what I mean? With this fight, he was saying after this fight, he going up to 147. He pretty much flat out said that. So, I mean, look, Teofimo he's done some things at 40. Not everything. He definitely ain't clean out the division. He ain't become no takeover up there or nothing. You know what I'm saying? He had some fights, got the title, held it down for a while. He just got beat by Core. But 47 could be interesting. I keep hearing talks about little rumblings and whispers about him potentially fighting a Brian Norman Jr. If he could come back, he can fight a Brian Norman Jr. Look, this would be a damn good fight for him. I ain't gonna lie to you. It'll be a good fight. Shout out to Son of God. I appreciate the love, homie. Let me get my guy right. We got between Barrett and Ryan, why they win. Shout out to Son of God. Appreciate you, bro. Me? I mean, yo, it's crazy. I think tonight is a toss-up because Ryan is unpredictable, but not good unpredictable, right? You just don't know what to expect. I see that he in some shape. I do realize that he missed that check weigh-in. At least they said he got fined $5K, but nonetheless, he did make the weight. So we got to fight. It's a toss-up, but I feel like they was throwing him an alley the whole time with this fight. Think about it. He's coming off a loss, inactivity. He didn't earn this. WBC just treated him like he's some type of ambassador for them, right? I feel like this is set up for him to win. I really do. I feel like this deck is stacked against Barrios simply because he's an older guy, older fighter, coming off 2 draws, not a big draw, ticket seller. You know, boxing is all about money. They've even expressed thoughts of putting Ryan in unification fights, right? Notice they ain't talked about putting Barrios in on unification fights. That to me says intent. And to me, they kind of lining this up for Ryan to be able to win this fight. You get what I'm saying? The only thing he got to do, in my opinion, is not get knocked out and make the fight competitive, right? He does that, I think he wins. I know people say go to the decision. I kind of favor Barrios, and I get that. But if he don't just get beat down or destroyed, he make this fight competitive to me. And it's just my opinion. And don't get knocked out or nothing, dropped a bunch of times, right? If he don't just get straight neutralized how Rolly did, and he make it a conversation, I think they'll tip it in his favor. Not saying that they got to rob Barrios, but again, man, Barrios got to make this very convincing and or not possibly stop him. You know what I mean? Ryan has the speed, has the power to catch Barrios early with something, and maybe it could get interesting. We all know Barrios could take a hell of a punch. The only person to stop him still to this day is Tank Davis. He's been in there with Keith Thurman at 47. He's been in there with Pacquiao, right? He's been in there with people that can crack a bit, but nobody's been able to stop him outside of Tank at 140. So it's pretty tough, but you know, wear and tear is real. The last 2 fights have been grueling for him, back-to-back draws where he got touched up quite a bit. So he got to make this convincing, bro. And that's the problem. The problem with Barrios is he starts strong and then he starts to simmer down. He don't win fights. He don't allow his fights to be clear enough when he wins, right? They be battles, wars. And I think that those kind of wars catch up to you after a while. You in there with a dude that is pretty fast. I believe Ryan have a speed advantage. Barrios, for him to be that tall, he don't got the longest reach. So I just think he's seen better days. He's slowing down. So it's a bit of a toss-up, bro. I'm not going to lie to you. It's a bit of a toss-up, this fight. But I do think Ryan could pull it off. I think either of these guys could win. But I just think the cards are lined up for Ryan. They already think about unifications. Like, unless he completely blow it, bro. You know what I'm saying? This is like, I think, 3rd attempt, is it, at a title? Who was it? Devin Haney, he blew weight, so that couldn't be for the title. The Rolly fight was for 1. And then here you go with this. So there may be 3rd time's a charm for Ryan, but I'm strictly thinking money, right? Money and what Ryan is capable of doing. Barrios does get hit a lot. You know what I mean? He's getting his face beat up. I just think he got a lot of wear and tear. Definitely more than Ryan. More committed and disciplined fighter, but Ryan do look like he took this camp series for what it's worth. Let's see if it translates in the ring. But I just wouldn't be surprised if Ryan pulled it off or Barrios. So I'm still kind of on the fence, bro. Like, I really am. Because I kind of just feel like with the odds stacked up against Barrios and the point that he had in his career, it's an uphill battle. I feel like Ryan got to completely, like, piss his shit to bed for him to lose right now. So I could see Ryan coming out on top. But let's see if I'm wrong. Said Drawrios. I've been in there with Ugas as well. So he fought Sunshine. Was good. Ryan wins if you could just stay off the canvas. Yeah. Yeah, man. So it's gonna be up to him. It's really gonna be up to him. It's gonna be up to him. It really is. Hold on, give me a second. You gotta it's gonna be up to Ryan, man. It's gonna be up to Ryan right here. So how committed is he to actually coming in here and being a world champion, right? He got potentially really big fights on the horizon if he can get past Barrios, not only becoming the world champion for the first time in his career, but it'll be the biggest win because of the significance of it. And then you hear him talking about wanting to fight with Shakur. You know, this Devin Haney rematch is something that people gonna always talk about, especially if he wins. That's something they definitely gonna want to see. So Ryan is in a position where he got options if he plays his cards right. If he really committed, if he had finally put the BS to the side, had a real training camp, put real work in, he got a real good chance of winning this fight. Because Barrios has, I think, seen better days. That wear and tear is real. Back-to-back draws. Not being a big ticket seller, they're not going to do you no favor on the cards, I don't think. So you're going to have to earn everything you get tonight, in my opinion. It's just my thought. So, yeah, Barrios, I could see him starting off well and slowing down how he typically does. Or I could see him getting caught early. But it's totally up to him. We seen Rolly neutralize Ryan in the left hand, right? And box him. So I think Barrios is capable, but can he be consistent enough with his approach to box and get that kind of victory, right? I ain't saying it's impossible, but like I said, man, punch resistance, man, getting caught, he get hit a lot and flush. So I don't know. I just wanted to see how he gonna deal with getting hit by Ryan. He's taking punches from guys like Tank. Right, took Tank about 11 rounds to stop him. Keith Thurman went the distance with Keith, so he can take a punch. But like I said, this is fights later. This is years later. This is Ryan, different challenge, really good speed. You know what I'm saying? The power in both hands if he can hit you. So got his work cut out for him. My favorite fighter, Gary Antoine, by knockout. Playboy, what it do on me? I know why some of the comments don't be coming up on the screen. I don't get it. But yeah, son of God, and I think because of the way that the odds stacked up, I could see Ryan pulling it off. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Barrios won though either. As loses, he will be a journeyman. Yeah, I mean, he start to fall because I feel like you lose his title. I don't know if you regain the title again at 47. You know what I'm saying? It's only going to get tougher from here because especially if Ryan end up knocking you out or something. Most people feel like if Ryan going to win, it's going to be by knockout. I mean, shout out to Son of God. Appreciate you. Playboy, it's good. Barry loses it, so he's tough. E was good with it, my guy. How you feeling, bro? So it's going to be a good night, man. It's going to be a good night of boxing. But if T.O. move up to 47, you got some interesting fights. Him and Brian Norman would be a good fight, a dangerous fight for him. It's always risky, right? You're getting in there fighting a guy that can crack like Norman. T.O.'s a guy that likes to fight with his hands down. He is susceptible to getting caught with clean shots. We've seen, subpar guys be able to lay gloves on him consistently. So be an interesting fight if they made that. Definitely a risky fight for both, for obvious reasons, man. We'll see, though. But at 47, I think it's only going to get more difficult for T.O. He had to outbox guys at 140. Up at 47, it's going to be the same thing, but I think potentially even tougher. You know what I mean? You got guys like Devin Haney up there, right? Got the Lewis Crockers of the world. You got Conor Benn talking about coming back. Got the young Tiger Johnson. It's smoke there. It ain't a deep division, so maybe that's why he think about setting his sights. You know what I'm saying? On moving up. Maybe that's why. 140 is a bit crowded. I think the fact that he's lost the title, I'm going to be real with you. I ain't saying he ain't scared of nothing. I think he understands it's going to be difficult for him to be a world champion again at 140 pounds. He's going to have to fight somebody he don't want to fight. You know what I'm saying? I think at 47, he might see more of an opportunity. And it could be fool's gold up there. You just never know. So, T.O. at 147, I'm not surprised if he'll be a champion up there. Look, it's possible because the division is not stacked with talent how it was a few years ago, but there are some sleepers there. There are some talented guys there. They got a guy like Devin Haney that is there right now that he didn't want to fight. You know what I mean? When he got offered the opportunity. So you just don't know with Teo. I mean, he did eventually get in there with a Shakur. I feel like if you're willing to fight him, you should be willing to fight any of these other boxers, right? But we'll see. They saying he's gonna keep his dad as the main trainer. I'm not surprised by that at all. I never thought he was going to change trainers. But my question is, will he ever, or will he be willing to bring somebody in for this particular camp or the next time he, get back in the ring? I think him and his dad did a good job getting as far as they got and being the 2-division champion, getting the ring belt, all the different things, unified and all of that. They took it far. I think now it's time to add and make yourself the best Teofimo Lopez possible. I don't think you can reach any more heights with your dad, respectfully. I think y'all have done the absolute best y'all can do, which is a very successful career. But I think if you're looking to compete amongst the best fighters in the world, the elite talents, you're gonna need something better than your dad, respectfully. You're going to need somebody else, because we just seen in his last fight, bro, the way he questioned you, the way he didn't breathe life into you, it just was weird, bro. No real instruction. We heard and seen that shit, man, and everybody was talking about it. So I ain't saying get rid of him, but you definitely need to bring another set of eyes in there. I think that could only help, especially if it's somebody that y'all both could mutually trust. I think you can get back to your winning ways. But if you're moving up to 147 pounds, shit ain't going to get easier. And again, it ain't as stacked as 140 is. 140 looking a little bit crowded when you're looking at the top, because it's a lot of those guys that either got the titles or right up under there jockeying for position. And when you lose a fight, you subject to fight one of those tough up-and-coming guys, right? Or unless you just going to fight a journeyman. And if you talking this takeover shit, right, you got to be about that smoke. So we'll see, man. 147 won't be easy for him. Can he compete? I'm pretty sure he can. Teo's still a really talented guy. Everybody ain't going to get in there and whoop his ass, but I don't think it's going to be easy for him up there. You know what I'm saying? And not being willing to bring somebody in outside of your dad is not going to make it no better either. You know what I'm saying? I think that only makes things harder, bro. I think it only makes things harder. I think y'all peaked, right? Y'all went as far as y'all can go. I don't see you reaching new heights with your dad. I don't see you reinventing yourself and becoming this much better fighter. And again, I just don't think you have he has the tutelage, the knowledge possible. I don't think you got the way y'all training is the way y'all training. All right. What y'all do is what y'all do. It seems to me like what I've been saying for years has been true. Teo over relies on his athleticism, and his dad can give him some pointers and some instruction here or there, but that's when he's winning fights, not when he's losing fights, not when it's getting difficult. And again, you keep talking about fighting the best in the world. You're not going to be able to operate at the level you need to with your dad in the corner. Soon as something get thick, he asking, where's your power, and silly stuff like that. You're going to hate yourself tomorrow, bro. You got to hit him, man. Like this. It's like, that's just not going to cut it. So again, maybe y'all going to win together, lose together. Y'all going to ride it out till the wheels fall off. I admire the loyalty that you showing, but there is a such thing as blind loyalty. When somebody is taking you as far as they possibly can take you, you know what I mean? If no other fight told you needed another set of eyes, fight Shakur Stevenson should have told you that. You tell me what instruction did he give you in between rounds that was good or put you in a position to be effective, right? He was questioning you probably just as much as you was questioning yourself in your own head. And instead of, like I said, breathing life into you, he posed questions that would create doubt and have you second guessing yourself even more. So that just, to me, that's not a good look. It's very questionable instructions in the Kambosos fight. We've seen this story more than one occasion, bro. So it's up for Teo to see it. And I've always stated this. It's not that you get rid of your dad, because he clearly give a damn about you, but you bring somebody else in that can share the same goal as y'all to get the most out of Teofimo. Somebody that could possibly be more knowledgeable than your dad. There's nothing wrong with that, but without that element and somebody it's time to harness that athleticism, right? Ain't no more just getting by off of being purely talented and athletic. you're not establishing real good game plans and it's being exposed at the highest level. Simple as hell, man. Make some changes or you're going to fall behind. January 31st will not be the last time you lose or get embarrassed. Trust me. So if you Teofimo Lopez, man, you make some changes. You keep your dad because that's where the love is at. Y'all started together, right? But bring somebody else in there that can help you and guide you to being a better version of yourself. You got a lot of talent, a lot of shit to work with, but it's time to harness that athleticism and make it more efficient as opposed to you just going out there and just, I'm going to just out athletic everybody. I'm going to just be fast like that shit. Nah. Start, you know what I mean, putting them skills to use the right way. You know what I'm saying? Approach the fight. You know what I mean? Coming up with better strategies. You know what I'm saying? Making better. It's shit that you really need to work on. Footwork, man. That's crazy. It's super athletic guy that be tripping over his own feet. It's confusing when you think about it. Kate Causey, what it do, family? How you feeling? Conor Benn versus Teal for the ZUFFA 147 title. Shit, it could be. It could be. They might think that Teal is food, but look, it's gonna get tough for him at 47. Those fights are not gonna get easier at all by any stretch of the imagination, but he's gonna have to bring it. And with his father as the head trainer and you not having another set of eyes, I don't know if I trust it. He's gonna have his work cut out for him. Them fights are not gonna be easy. Yeah, you probably could find a soft touch maybe here or there, like I said, but sooner or later, with your name, bro, they're gonna be on you. People gonna want to fight. So we'll see. Wouldn't even be surprised if he end up doing any business with ZUFFA. I'm telling you, Conor Benn is not gonna be the last guy to be on ZUFFA. For sure. That you can guarantee. They making moves. You got Dana White out here toasting to the good life on y'all. Look at him, man. Smoking cigars, should I say. Man, snatching fighters and smoking some cigars, man. Crazy work, man. Hit that like button, y'all. Let's keep rolling for a bit, man. We're gonna keep it rocking.
What do you mean you don't agree with?
Man, I keep muting my joint. And somebody that fights tonight, you know, Frank Martin, who is being trained by Buddy McGirt. I got a little short clip from him. Frank Martin and Albright, I think, is a really good fight. You know what I'm saying? That we got on the way. I expect that to be scrappy and competitive, even if either guy is down or losing. I expect them to bring it. We already know Nair Albright always comes to fight. Got that Philly pride. Come from a fighting town, right? Fighting city. So definitely going to get in there and fight. He looked like he in great shape. Frank Martin looked like he was in great shape. He didn't look all depleted how we seen him look in the past, right? So he looked a lot better for wear than he's looked in recent times. You know what I'm saying? So I expect to see a really good fight out of them. Frank Martin was talking some stuff. It got a little spicy between them two. I like it though, man. I like it. You know what I'm saying? I like it. Says ZUFFA got real structure, real money backing him. They're not playing. Give it time. I mean, look, time is going to tell a lot, man. A lot of these dudes need opportunities, man, and they need opportunities to make money. And ZUFFA is going to be that platform. They're going to provide those opportunities for said fighters. That's how that's going to go. You get me? ZUFFA in there putting their bid in, right? Going at that. Eddie Hearn fight. Anybody that's in a situation that look like it could be tampered with, they over there. ZUFFA boxing. They on it, man. They is on it, G. I wanted to say. So yeah, Frank Martin, he's fighting tonight. BJ, what it do, fam? You on the call tonight? Yeah, man. I'm gonna call the fights. We're gonna rock out a bit more before we get out of here, but we're gonna call the fights tonight too, man. We're gonna double back. So just make sure everybody in here hitting the like button, man. like button. Shout out to BJ. But I got some more stuff I gotta get to, y'all. We ain't done. We ain't finished just yet. Feel me, y'all? Where we at? All right, we over 2 hours. All right, we good. We good. So I don't know, y'all. Let's see if Teofimo move to 47. Like I said, being a champion at 140 gonna be difficult. 147 look thinner at the top than 140 do, and don't look as competitive, especially from a style standpoint. You think of what Teo struggles against. You look at some of the people that's at the top of 140 or that got titles. It's just gonna get sticky there. It's gonna be really hard. It definitely ain't becoming no undisputed champion and none of that. And like I said, the fights I think could get even possibly even more difficult. So maybe he sees opportunity at 47, and that's where he's gonna try to go up there and make his bones at. But we're gonna see. You know what I'm saying? Teo, if you can go up there and make a name at 47, so be it. Let's see it. You know, I'm head for it, G. Yeah, BJ, I'm gonna try to make sure I spin the block and call the fights too. But something else I wanted to get to real quick while we're here. ZUFFA making moves, man. He's pickpocketing fighters, all types of stuff, G. It's getting spooky out here, man. It really is, man. ZUFFA says you ain't being treated right. Come rock out with us then. Man, that's just, it's crazy to see how Conor Benn said all they did for him, and that's still ain't enough to get that man no phone call. He said, hell with you, Eddie. We ain't gotta talk, man. You know what I'm saying? He told Eddie, man, you heard the news. You heard the news. This shit is over with, man. You heard the news, bro. Gonna get that money, G. I forgot to play the little clapback joint from Oscar, silly ass, man. It was going in on ZUFFA. Let's get to it, man.
Every week with Uncle Fester ready as Fester.
Damn, he called this man Uncle Fester. It's diabolical, bro.
With Uncle Fester ready as Fester. You call people mentally ill when they don't agree with you, but guess what? We're just telling the facts. You can't handle the truth. I have never in my entire life seen somebody truly believe they're absolutely killing it while they're actually doing jack. I can come out and say it right now. ZUFFA is officially a failed science project. I don't even know what that was. ZUFFA's roster is filled with fighters who are either at the tail end of their career or who just can't make it at the highest level. And if they do get some big names at ZUFFA, it will only be because they were donated from Turkey. Like they're basically hosting club shows in the basement of UFC in front of 50 people. They strip fighters of all their individuality, making them wear nasty generic shorts to blend in for the sake of the product. They make it impossible for fighters to grow their own brands. And Jesus, don't get me started on the made-up belt. They want you to believe it has generational value. You couldn't make this stuff up. Wake up. You're funded by daddy. Who is your daddy and what does he do? Dude, you have daddies paying your bills. They own you. The Fertitas funded the UFC, and now Turkey is funding ZUFFA boxing. You didn't put your own money into ZUFFA because you don't truly believe in it. But you did buy into Power Slap. This is the most hilarious ever. And we all remember the classic promotion you did for that one. Right. You laughed your own wife in public to promote Power Slap. Some call that brilliant marketing, but most of us just call it domestic violence. Here's another look at everything you need to know about this man in marketing, but most of us just call it domestic violence. Like this guy, woman beater. Here's another look at everything you need to know about this man's character. Douche. He's a wife beater. He's a liar.
This is how I'm labeled now.
And the fact he's currently getting investigated by the FBI at his former job, and his own fighters sued the UFC and won a settlement last year for $375 million.
Live exclusively on the soul.
That was his little clapback. Oscar is a fool, bro. He got too much time on his hand. Oh, bro, a woman beater. All types of shit, huh? Oscar's something different, man. You need to focus on Virgil and not getting left, man. You better focus on making Virgil happy. Or Tank Devin Hitchens. Slime Justo. They're gonna have to come up with a different set of 4 kings soon. I'll tell you that. Hold on, man. I'm gonna see if I want to react to that. I'll do that shit later. Kawhi Elliott said, "Don't be surprised if Frank stopped Brighton early. Orange juice early. If he stopped, if Frank Martin stopped Albright, that'd be impressive. Albright never been stopped, especially if he stopped him early. I mean, I like they talk they was having. They was going back and forth. They both sound confident. Like I said, they both look like they're in shape. Frank Martin, it looked good under the watchful eye of Buddy McGirt and his comeback fight against Ramses Bartholomew. But that dude seen better days. He a bit longer in the tooth. But Albright younger, scrappy. I expect it to be a good fight. I do. TD Sports Talk. What it do, my guy? Out the Thomas. What's good, my guy? I don't know why I don't see the comments popping out here. And the potential opponents are the 3 are the new 4 kings. Right. And we got the GOAT tomorrow too. She pushed the hell out of franchise. She getting tired of franchise. Ooh, they was mad at each other. We're gonna talk about that later. Shout out to the GOAT, man. There ain't no kings in this earth. I'm gonna root one king stand at the end of it all. Shout out to him, Marcus. Talk to him, bro. Talk to him. It's gonna get interesting though, man. I just know that he's doing all of this stuff that they said he wouldn't do and couldn't do. Couldn't do, don't do, and wouldn't do. Now he doing it. They kind of got to deal with it. Like I said, I don't remember a time where everybody calling him out the way they've been doing. It's pretty cool. Blaze was good with it, homie. You already know. Reef. You're already doing a lot of damage right now, man. I think it's only gonna get worse. We're only gonna get worse. Oh yeah. Oscar Duarte, bro. Ah, shit, I didn't mean to do that. Oscar Duarte is a funny guy, man. He better put up a fight tonight, too. I see some people picking Hitchens to possibly get upset. That's another fight I'm looking forward to. I want to see how Hitchens approaches this dude that's a pressure fighter that's going to be looking to throw a lot of punches. I want to see if he learned from the fight with Lemos. Heard something about him having a tough weight cut. I hope that don't affect him during the fight because he can't afford it, but I expect Hitchens to come out here, box this dude, and beat him, man, convincingly. You know what I'm saying? I expect him to be able to win clean, win these rounds. When he win them clean. Box him, keep that dude at the end of your jab, turn his ass, because he only know one way. He comes straight forward and he throw punches. Not saying he is easy to deal with, but I think Hitchens just got more than enough tools to deal with a guy like Duarte. I think Duarte is tough. He game, like I said, he gonna try to make the fight as tough as possible. But I think Hitchens got the skill, boxing IQ, and the pedigree to
to make this shit interesting. And I hope he go to the body early and often, because if he do, he could create some issues late down the stretch. I'm telling you, I like the way he was going to Cambose's body. That's something that he need to implement in each one of his fights, man. Make sure he going to the body. I think Hitchens is a little underrated as a body puncher. I think he's a really solid body puncher, man. Hitchens gonna get established. You might see it. I would love to see him make a statement, TD, for sure. Hitchens going to ZUFFA after this. Man, already looks like he's weight drained. Nah, he ain't weight drained though. Shout out to Superman. I don't think he weight drained. The thing is, what we got to take into consideration a lot of times when we seeing these guys is them cutting weight, right? That's why you're going to always see a noticeable difference, whether you feel like you're sitting on their face, whether they frame look a certain way. That's because they cutting weight. But I think, that's one part of it. As long as these dudes rehydrate properly, they'll be fine. I think they'll be good to go. Yeah, I got Hitchens. Definitely, I'm leaning toward him winning on points for sure. Being able to UD him too. You know what I'm saying? But if he beat that body up, man, it's no telling, man. I'm telling you, consistently, the thing is going on both sides, man. It's just the skill set. Like, he a pressure guy. I like Hitchens seen that already. You should know how to deal with this dude. Box him and make sure that right hand is a laser, man. And I want to see the uppercut this fight, man. You know what I'm saying? I want to see Hitchens work a little bit in the inside. I want to see some stuff from him. So, I'm looking forward to this one for sure. Definitely a good fight. Duarte and Hitchens, man. Andy Hiroka and Gary Antoine is a really good fight too, man. I want to see that shit too. Another good fight. Wow, guy, he's struggling for a week cutting that weight. He could have been. You see, he missed the check weigh-in, Blaze, and got fined $5K. So could be. You just never know with Ryan, yo. You just never know what to expect with that dude. I swear you don't. You just never know what to expect with Ryan Garcia. Make sure y'all hit that like button, y'all. Everybody that's still in the building, hit that like button. We're going to rock out for a few more minutes, y'all. Just wanted to make sure I came here, rocked out a little bit. I was going to cover some other stuff, but I'm going to save it for another day. We're going to make sure we come back, though. Call these fights tonight. It's going to be a good card, I believe. I can't wait to see Gary Russell, Frank Martin. Looking forward to these fights. Hitchens. Then, you got the wild card that is Ryan Garcia with Barrios. People don't really believe in Barrios and how he's been looking. So we're going to have fun. We're going to have fun with it, man. Should be a damn good card, man. Damn good card. Yeah, shout out to Superman. Appreciate you, my guy. Yeah, it's another good boxing card. Yeah, man. Turkey making some good cards. Yeah, the card is good. Okay, you got Frank Martin and Albright. You got Hitchens and Duarte. The style matchup is good. You know what I mean? Frank Martin and Albright, another good style matchup. Even Barrios and Ryan, another good style matchup. And it's another fight that I'm not mentioning. What fight am I not mentioning, y'all? It's one of them. I feel like I'm forgetting to mention. Can't wait to see this, though, man. Yeah, Gary. Yeah, you got Gary, and we didn't get to see Gary in a while. So we got to see Gary back again, man. It's always a good day to see one of the Russells fighting, man. So, especially the one that they feel like is the boogeyman out of the brothers, right? Gary Antoine. Let's see what he look like. He fight undefeated Andy Hiroka. Andy Hiroka seems pretty strong, game. He's undefeated. He seemed durable. He throws straight punches. That's what I was noticing watching him, man. I was watching some tape on him. And he can scrap. He definitely can scrap a bit. Definitely can scrap. You know what I'm saying? He's intentional with his work, and he land clean on you. He can hurt you. Josh Edwards fight. Okay, yeah, and Amari Jones and Luis Arias, Bektamir, and Sinag Beko. Right. Okay, that's everybody.
Yeah, we got some solid fights tonight, man. These are not even solid. We got some good fights. It's a really good card right here. It's a good card. No, people don't care too much for Ryan, but it's a lot of other talent. It's a lot of other fighters on the card to support besides Ryan Garcia. Shit, root for Barrios. You know what I'm saying? And I want to be clear. The only reason, you know what I mean, or maybe even fight Shakur, then I'll be like, cool. But other than that, whatever, man. Barrios, do what you do. I just hope he's prepared. I hope he's ready. Hope he, I hope he definitely do better than his last two outings, man. The fights, he can't keep allowing fights to be that close and to be wars. And that's my fear with being knocked out or just getting straight up embarrassed, right? Thoroughly outclassed. You keep the fight competitive, especially you win some rounds, have some moments and stuff like that. It's gonna favor him regardless, because I think the odds are stacked for him to win. They're thinking about making big fights or unifications to do his part. Man, he could put himself in position. He's gonna be a world champion for the first time. He's gonna be talking crazy. He probably gonna fake cry and all that. You get what I'm saying? He probably gonna fake cry and all that tonight. So this is the night for Ryan. This is Judgment Day for Ryan, man. Is today the day that Ryan Garcia becomes a world champion in the sport of boxing? Will third time be a charm? He had an opportunity get me against Devin Haney, but blew weight, so he couldn't win that belt, even if he won the fight. Fought Rolly, they put a belt on the line for that. Now you're fighting Barrios for his 147-pound WBC strap. It's third time going to be a charm. Do you finally win today? Do you finally become a champion in the sport of boxing? That's what we're gonna find out tonight. If he doesn't win here, I just don't know if he ever becomes a world champion in this sport. I really don't. I think 147 is a bit open. No disrespect to nobody. Just don't think nobody got a strong hold on it just yet. It's open. It's not as nowhere near as deep as it was a few years back. And I think people got opportunities there. So let's see if Ryan could be one of those guys. T.O.'s talking about moving up. You get what I'm saying? Keyshawn has mentioned 47, right? You just don't know. Guys will move up. You will see some different players up there at 47s. But I think in the meantime, dudes like the T.O.'s of the world probably going to be looking to capitalize or maybe go up there and see if they can win some fights and or possibly win the title. You get me? So we're going to see, man. You're going to see. The box establishments will try very hard for Ryan to win. I'm thinking so too, TD, man. He's the ticket seller. He's the draw. He got the following. He younger. You know, the WBC obviously got a soft spot for him because they fake banned him and then brought him back soon as he came off suspension. Then, gifted him a title shot. So at this point, he got to take advantage because he's been getting opportunities that a lot of other people wouldn't get. And that's because of his following and the fact that they can make money off of this dude. So he got to, I expect him, even in a loss, if he was to come out here and lose the Barrios, I expect to see one of the best performances from Ryan, because at what point do you stand on what you're supposed to be as a talent, right? Like, we all see the people be calling him trash. The dude is not trash, bro. He's far from it. He's not trash. He's very undisciplined and he's unpredictable, but bad unpredictable, right? He's not unpredictable in a good way from an approach standpoint. Unpredictable, like, is he going to be fully focused? Is he going to actually be in shape? Did he take this training camp serious? Like, those issues, right, with Ryan that you have. You know what I mean? Those are the questions you have for Ryan. So at what point do you live up to your own hype, right? To the name that you are as Ryan Garcia, to the popularity that you got. Do you come out here? Because, you could have done that with Devin Haney if you were clean in that fight. That was supposed to be a tipping point, turning point in your career, but you blew that. So now are you finally able to be clean, be on the up and up, be in shape, take shit serious, win a meaningful, impactful fight in your career, and move on. Make it,
show that you deserve this opportunity that they just gave you. We all know that you didn't work for it, but show us that you really taking this shit serious by trying to win. And I had seen a video, and shout out to Blue. I had seen a video. He was saying something about a flu. Now, I ain't going to go as far as say the dude got the flu, but I seen Barrios blowing his nose, all types of shit, y'all. He was out there blowing his nose. You know what I'm saying? No love in this game to a degree. Skills, my brother. What's good with it, man? Locked and loaded. Whoever loses this fight, they become a gatekeeper. Sad but true. Damn, my bro had asked me how many losses you need to be a journeyman. Man, it depends, man. I say once you get about 4 to 5, man, it gets sticky from there. You get about 4 or 5 losses, depending on who you lose to and how you lost, you start to be looked at as a gatekeeper / journeyman type. You know what I mean? But I can remind that tonight bring clarity to what happens. Yeah, I mean, look, I don't like the stuff that he said. We all know the stuff that he said. I will never rock with the energy that he put out. So I think from the energy that he's put out, the personality that he's showed us, the parts of him that he showed us, I can't rock with that. That's some goofy shit. But him as the talent, the boxer, I can still watch him when he fight. You know what I mean? I'm just not overly a fan of him, right? I could see the talent, I could see the skills, but I could also see a very immature dude. So I ain't gonna hold it all against him. But let's see if he able to make boxing not look bad. Like, show us why they gave you a title shot coming off a loss, right? You get what I'm saying? Fight a good fight. You get what I'm saying? Go out there, be disciplined, come out there with a game plan, execute. You know what I mean? You sold us what you gonna do, how you gonna do it. You looked all super hyper, right? Let's see. Go out there and fight. You know what I'm saying? Go out there and win the title. Even though you didn't earn this spot, but go out there and earn it tonight. Because if you do that, you got a bright future for yourself. You got bigger fights for yourself to make. So let's see. You know what I'm saying? I'm not rooting for or against him. Barrios has the experience and the skills to win. Do we still have the wherewithal, right? Is it too much wear and tear, right? Is he gonna be fresh enough, right, to get through this fight? Because like I say, coming off back-to-back draws, getting his face beat up, right? Is he gonna be able to defend against the left hook? Is he gonna be on point? That's what I want to see. Is he going to not only start fast, but finish strong too? That's what Barrios' issue is. He fizzled down the stretch. He allowed people to get back into the fight. Then it start getting rough from there. Shout out to Kawhi Ellie, man. Appreciate you, fam. You already know. So you think it's just when you should call out Keyshawn? No, I'll say call out somebody that's realistic to fight next. I don't think that fight is realistic next. You know what I'm saying? But I'll say only call him out if you really got plans on trying to make the fight. But that's the only real. I want to see him call out somebody that he actually gonna want to, get in there with. So whatever is the most realistic option, that's what I would want to hear him do. Instead of just call a name out because it sounds good, right? Definitely could end up in a blender tonight. Yeah, he better not play with Duarte. He better not, because look, Duarte gonna come close, try to close the gap, cut distance, make the ring small, put you in a phone booth if you let him. Hitchens, you got the pedigree, the experience, the skill set, right, to be able to cancel that out. Box him, turn him. You get what I'm saying? Don't be stationary. Don't stand in front of him. Go to his body. The stab to the body and working the body on both sides need to be a thing. Keep the jab in his face, heavy dose of jab. Make sure you make those right hands count like the laser that it is. Beat his ass. So I would love to see a Keyshawn fight, but I just know it ain't realistic next. I don't think he's trying to do that next anyway. Like, respectfully, like, I don't think so. So I only want to hear that if you're actually going to do it. But look, Key is there, man. Key is there. Frank is there. There's still some fights for Keyshawn Davis to make if he's still going to be at 40. So it's going to get fun, man. But, man, a lot of people ain't going to just be calling for Keyshawn like that. They might say his name, but they don't be trying to do that. Key ain't got it all. Getting there and beat somebody ass. But I like Hitchens, though, man. Rock with Hitchens. I don't think Ryan will ever be a gatekeeper if he lose 5 or 6 fights. Yeah, I don't even know if he'll allow himself to lose that many times. But Ryan Garcia, for sure. I could see maybe 4 losses max for Ryan.
I don't know. I don't see him wanting to lose past that. I ain't gonna lie to you, especially if they bad losses. He getting his ass kicked. I think Ryan's going to be focused because he knows there's a big money fight on the way. Yeah, he could be. So hopefully Ryan, for the sake of boxing and his own career, that he's locked in and people get their money and time worth. He is the main event on the bill. Make it worth our while, Ryan. Don't just look the part. Be the part. You know what I'm saying? Don't just look like you in shape. Fight like you in shape. I don't want to see him fighting in spurts. I really expect to see I'm telling you, and I get it because he talked too much. So he better look good tonight, yo. He better look good. I want to see my boy Gary back. And then you got Frank, man. 140 is fun, man. You got some good matchups. Keyshawn and Frank would be a good fight. I definitely love to see that. Frank, I think he said he's supposed to call somebody out after he wins. So of course he get the dub. I want to see who Frank Martin gonna call out. That I want to see. Yeah, he ain't get that money, man. He ain't get enough money on. So the fight ain't get made, man. You know, got to move on to the next. So yeah, I don't think his sights are on Keyshawn per se. You know what I'm saying? I don't. Because again, everybody ain't gonna just be in a rush to get in there with him. No title. It's gonna be a reward, but it's gonna be more risk than anything, and it's not gonna be the reward you want because you ain't gonna beat him more than likely. I mean, so, but he there now. He got some great fights to make up there at 140, man. He do. You know, kind of left Matchroom still deep in my opinion. Yeah, Matchroom still got some fighters. Frank Collins Corral, he said Keyshawn need a belt for them to fight. It's crazy. Did he say he was gonna call him out? I was wondering who he was talking about calling out. I hope he do. Go ahead and do it, cause that's a name. That's another name for you, Core. Go ahead and call him out. I go and name. It was talking. I got some unfinished business from 135 anyway. Give Cora extra incentive to stick around at the weight class, man. Give him an extra incentive to stick around at the weight class. G, you feel me? Tito Mercado, yeah, I got the clip, but you know them verbal agreements don't really be about nothing. The only way I'm gonna entertain that if I hear Eddie Hearn start talking about it, I'll believe it. I know Tito, if he get the chance, he'll fight him, and I know same thing with Frank. But I like the back and forth with them. I like the fight if they could fight it, but them verbal agreements don't go too far. If like the powers that be, right? If Eddie Hearn ain't talking about it, fighting Frank Martin and Tito, it ain't gonna happen. Because Tito been calling for the smoke. He wants the smoke. And I hope Eddie Hearn get him the fights, man. Because, look, he dangerous. He young, he hungry, he dangerous. He just want to fight. So I like it. I mean, I think he got the opportunity, man. I like Tito. I like Tito. I had him on here. I was supposed to have him on here a couple Saturdays ago, but I got to reach back out, see what's up with Tito. I got to get Tito my number so we can stop missing each other. I was supposed to have him back on here. I like him. I like his energy. Look, he work hard. He's strong as hell. He can box. He want to fight. We want that smoke. We want the opportunities, and I can't knock him. Anybody that's hungry like that want opportunities, I'm all for it. You know what I'm saying? I like Tito Mercado, though, man. Good young talent. Hit that like button, y'all, man. Hit that like button, man. I don't know what side y'all on, but hit the like button. I do take a quick peek at your Instagram message. What's that? Let me see. Shout out to Big Dog Willie, man. Appreciate you, man. Shout out to my dog. Instagram? I don't see nothing. You sent me an Instagram message, big dog. I don't see it. If you did. Yeah, I didn't see it. Where's that, big dog? You hit me on the IG, you said? I don't see it. Yeah, that, my guy. Said Tito's going to be good. Latin villain that will help sell the fight. Yeah, I like Tito, man. I don't see him being any of the top guys at 140. Super doesn't recognize 140, so everyone has to go to 47. Wow, it's crazy. Conor Benn and Shakur. I don't think Conor Benn trying to do that. I think his sights are on something different. Realistically, yeah. I think his sights are on something different. Conor Benn. I think he Rolly winner, Barrios, Ryan, shit like that. I don't think he really like planning on fighting Shakur next. They be talking it, but I think he'll go in another direction ultimately. And I think Core still got to figure out what he want to do because he got more options. It would seem like than he's had in at any one point in his career. So that's dope. You know what I'm saying? That's dope. It's really dope. So we'll see it, man. Oh, you say you just sent it to me. Let me see. Let me check it again. Let me see. Let's see if it popped up, man. Oh, you gotta be yeah, you must have sent to a different IG. My joint just do _boxing, big dog. Cause I definitely don't see it. See everybody else sending me these messages. I don't see your joint in here. But yeah, make sure you in the right joint. I don't see it. Man, they're getting crazy out there, ain't they? They're getting a little crazy. Clarissa and them heating up. We got her and Fran Chan Sunday too, man. You already know. Shout out to Better Vibes. Yeah. Conor Benn, look, it'll be a risky fight for Core fighting any of those dudes at 147 pounds. That'd be a challenge for him. Skillfully, I think he can handle himself, but I think Conor Benn will go in another direction. Yeah, big dog, just do _boxing because I don't see it. I don't know why it didn't pop up. I'm gonna look again, but I don't know why I don't see. I don't see. Because I do got, it's another profile that you probably could have sent it to by accident. I know people be doing that sometimes too. Oh. What the hell? Yeah, I don't see it. Crazy you things get at Conor Benn. Oh yeah, I had it up on the screen, and he basically saying Conor Benn is scumbag versus scumbag, scumbag on scumbag. He said violence at his best. He basically made light of the situation and laughed about Conor Benn signing the ZUFFA, leaving Eddie high and dry. Did do Edward dirty. Eddie said, damn, that's how we moving? Conor said, hell with it, man. Hell with it, man. Yeah, big dog. You said where you at? You still on IG? I'm trying to catch you before I jump off. Shout out to everybody. Make sure you hit the like button, sub to the channel, man. Just wanted to come chop it up for a bit, break a little bit of news. I was gonna stay on much longer, but you know what? We got a long day ahead. We got some great fights on the way, and I'm gonna make sure we situated so we can call those fights tonight and have some fun. Like I said, it's gonna be a good card. It's a really good card tonight.
Let's see if Ryan could do it for the first time in his career, become a world champion. Let's see if Barrios could get back in the win column and not have another draw, right? He can't. That's that wear and tear, man. He been getting touched, bro. Barrios be getting touched, bro. Still to this day, the only person to stop him was Keith Thurman. One thing. Nobody else been able to stop him. So we'll see if Ryan able to stop him. I think it'd be impressive. You know what I'm saying? It'd be impressive, but I wouldn't be totally shocked because, again, wear and tear is a real thing in boxing. You can't keep getting your ass beat like that. Your fights can't keep being grueling wars and, you getting your face all broken up. And we know how Barrios' face mark up and swell up easy. So even in fights where he'll win, you take punishment. So he get hit often. So that's something that he got to be mindful for, man. He gotta avoid fizzling down the stretch, bro. That's something that's been happening in his career too. He be kind of, you know what I'm saying, to get to that second half of the fight, and then he start to slow down, and then he becomes a lot more hittable, and then you start to see his face break up, and that's where he allowed guys to get back into the fight. You know what I mean? That second half of fights, like the first quarter of the fight, he start decent. He'd be pretty strong, man, crisp. You know what I'm saying? Full of energy, and then it's like as the rounds wear on, start to simmer down and taper down too much for my liking, and guys, he start allowing the fight to be way more competitive and a lot more close. And that is where my biggest concern for him is at tonight. Starting fast or possibly allowing Ryan to catch you with something early, but trying to start fast and getting clipped, or starting fast and not being able to maintain the pace down the stretch of the fight. But we'll see, man. He got the experience. He got the fights. Tall as shit. He know what he doing in there, man. But is he prepared? Is he conditioned? Is he durable enough? Is he going to be smart enough to stop Ryan from winning his first world title? You know what I'm saying? Because don't nobody want to be 0-2-1. You get what I'm saying? Or what is it? 0-1-2 in your last three. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to lose and then with 2 draws. So you need a win. So it's crazy because depending on how Barrios look, determine probably how much longer he stick around, respectfully, especially operating at the top. The wrong kind of loss, it ain't going to be easy to snatch up a title again at 47. Ryan Garcia, same thing for you. Third time is not a charm. It's not going to be easy for you to beat any of these top guys at 47 and even the up-and-comers. So y'all both, in a strange way, yeah, it's like y'all got, I want to call it career-defining, but and not even a crossroads. I don't want to be too cliche, but this fight is very significant and important for both of these dudes for similar reasons. And for a couple of different. Barrios being an older guy, like I said, man, losses hit different. The longer you've been in the game, you start losing. It get harder to get back to the drawing board and get all the way back to that top. So, that's what it is. Yeah, why don't you follow me? Yeah, follow me, big dog. Hit the follow button, man. Still, yeah, that's stupid. It still should have let you send it, though. Make sure it's the one with the just do with the underscore boxing, though. I don't know why, but see, let me know if you can send it to me. If you send it, if you're gonna be back here and enjoy, I just gave my number. You can send it to me. I mean, so shout out to everybody, man. It's always a good build with the family. You know what I mean? Just a little Saturday boxing talk. You know, Eddie Hearn is sick. You know what I mean? He devastated that his prize pupil, one of his prize people, Conor Benn, went and did business with the enemy, But he took it in stride. Eddie taking it like a G. He focusing on this big card that's coming up tonight, he said. So he's going to lock in. We're going to enjoy it. Barrios, Ryan Garcia. May the best man win. Let's see if Barrios can get back in the win column. Let's see if Ryan can get in the win column and become a world champion. Let's see if he can actually not only look the part, but be the part inside the ring. You know what I'm saying? Let's see if he fumbled the bag again or if he make other big fights for himself. You get me? I think the card like 6 p.m. it might start, though. I think. Card like 6 p.m. And if you send it to TD, Big Dog, then have him send it to me, either or.
positive movement. Shout out to you, fam. Yeah, I don't know. SLG been tripping, man. But shout out to everybody in the building, man. Make sure y'all spin the block. Make sure y'all notifications on. Hit the like button. Double tap the screen wherever you're at. If you're on the vertical side, we're gonna be back. We gotta call these fights tonight. It's gonna be a fun card, man. Got some good fights. Frank Martin, it goes back. He back being active too, which is a great thing. That's good for boxing. Frank Martin back active. You know what I mean? Hitchens on the card. So who knows? That could be a potential fight at 40. I'll watch all these fights at 40, you know? So let's see. Let's see if Albright can cause the upset. Or let's see if if Frank Martin, if the Ghost get a stoppage over a guy that ain't never been stopped, right? Let's see if Hitchens could make the statement, right? I think he's more than capable, right? Let's see if Andy Hiroka can cause an upset, or if Gary Russell gonna make another statement at 140, man. It's gonna be a fun night of boxing, man. So shout out to everybody. Appreciate the love, appreciate the support. Tune in to the fights tonight. Enjoy the rest of this good Saturday, and I'll see y'all later for the fight.